Like that.
But they're good. They're really good. Even Lamont likes it. So that's how I know
Have you had
good.
the blue Starburst one?
No. Is it good too?
It's like a blue Raz. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's just
I'll
good.
have to try that.
It's just
Oh,
good.
is it time?
Oh, yeah, we've been on the air for a hot minute. Yeah.
Have we really?
Yeah. I've left this recording just so
we're just recording.
Just so everybody could listen to you guys talking about your
Oh, you are live.
Yeah, I wasn't joking. Yeah.
Shit.
I do love.
We just lost 18 subscribers talking about our weight loss journey.
Everyone went to write down all the things.
Hey, Atticus, be rocking.
I figured people could just listen to our banter here before we get going.
Wah.
Here we go.
Hi, Paul.
Ask him if we look and sound okay.
Hey, do we look and sound okay? Hi, Matthew Mangus. Did we look and sound okay? Thank you, Bishop.
Yeah.
And we love you. Hooligan Nation has become a member of Raiders Fan Radio. Respect.
Hooligan, send me your address.
All right, we are loud and clear. That's awesome. Doing another mobile setup here. We are the kings and queens, the royalty of mobile setup.
That's right. That's right. Well, we've taken
have a niche.
We've taken a tour around the Murf fan house, and now we're just going to give you a tour. And here's the fan cake.
Here's the fan cake from the other side of it.
What's up, YO? Atticus be rockin'. Kill Jadis. I still call him Kill Jadis. He's the grumpy Raider fan, but we know who he is.
He's Kill Jadis.
Can't fool us.
B.Al. Seamus Harrington. What's up, fam?
I'm going to assume you weren't talking about me. So we have faces for radio.
Well, Jeff and I do.
Yes. Hey, Rob Raider. Hit the damn like button.
Yeah. Oh, I
Press the damn button, nerd. Oh, I don't have my iPads for breaks.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. I'll do them.
I knew I was going to forget something.
He'll do them.
I'll do the breaks.
Okay, there you go. I knew I was going to forget something.
I can't wait.
It's all right. Hey, Jesus Alvarez.
All right, let's go ahead.
Jesus.
Hey, the Jesus of Allen
Oh,
Rock.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and kick off this episode number 295 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, it's Mike Garafolo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders, on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in. Turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go! Miss you, love you. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. So I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
There we go. How about now? Jeez, guys. Sorry about that. Man.
Like I said, it's been a minute since we've been in a fan cave.
Oh my gosh, this has been okay. We should have everybody now. Let me know if we don't, but we should have everybody now. All right, so let me start again. Welcome to episode 295 of Raiders Fan Radio. Appreciate you all joining us live here and once again in the fan cave.
Hey, we're home. We're home-ish.
Home base.
We're home.
Kind of home.
So for those of you that actually even give a shit about it and been following our little saga here with the fan cave, originally we were going to move into a new space, a new purpose-built podcast studio, but unfortunately that's not going to happen now. The way that the market is kind of tanked out due to all these bananas ass interest rates and the other things that have gone on for what we were doing. Unfortunately, we're got to put that on hold for a minute. So instead of Fan Cave 2.0, we're going to bring to you Fan Cave 1.2.
Hey.
Yeah, and so as of right now, we're at the bar. We're at my bar here in the fan cave, but we're going to redo some of the stuff in here. And so once we get that done, we're going to do a little studio because we wanted to have a place to come to you guys for football season.
Right.
During football season, we can't be doing all this bouncing around shit, doing it lives are fun and all that, like being at a place, but we got to have a home base, man. We got to have a cave.
Gotta have a cave.
Absolutely.
So we're going to settle down. We're going to do this in the Fan Cave for this year, and then hopefully Fan Cave 2.0 will load before next season, hopefully in the summer next year. So anyway, so you'll be seeing some changes coming from us here. For those of you that are on the YouTube show, you'll see some changes coming to the Fan Cave, but hopefully we'll get settled down here in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, we are back every Wednesday. We are back on our normal schedule.
Yep.
It is football season, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. It is football season, so we are here to talk a lot about the Raiders each and every week. So if you're new to the show, if you're joining us for the first time, we go live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Coming to you live right here from the Fan Cave. If you've never, because we got a lot of new folks. New folks join us
We got
all the
new
time.
people all the time.
So if you're joining us first for this football season, first off, thank you. Hope you enjoy the show.
Respect.
While you're here, if you like what you see, hit a subscribe, hit a like, hit a thumbs up. Tell your Raider friends about us. Retweet a thing. And as much as we love that attention for the show, most importantly, any of the advertising opportunities that we get, we give our money away to our foundation, our nonprofit, which is called the One Nation Foundation, where we give it to Raiders-related charities. So by your support of the show, it enables us to donate more and more money. We've donated money to the Raider Dad folks this year. Just last weekend, Jeff and I and Uncle Mark and Sonny were in Las Vegas, where we took 54 families, 54 kids, and their parental figures to a Raider game. These are underprivileged kids that normally wouldn't have an opportunity to do that. We took them to a Raider game, and then this year, upcoming in November, we're going to give $15,000 away on your behalf, Raider Nation.
Incredible.
To the Bolitnikoff Foundation, where they have a place called Tracy's Place of Hope and the Bolitnikoff Center of Hope, which fosters safe places and rehabilitative services for young women that are at risk of substance abuse and domestic violence. Wonderful, wonderful Raider organizations and charities. And so all the money that we get around here, we give 100% of it away, whether that's direct donations, merchandise sales, you name it, we give it all away. So thank you to all of those of you that are new to the show. Also, I'll just tell you this. We don't take ourselves too seriously around here. We take our fandom super seriously.
Absolutely.
This ink doesn't come off, right?
That's right.
Like we take this shit seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously. We call it a lighter side journey into the dark side because we're pretty playful. We like to have a good time. We're not hardcore analysts. We're not wannabe broadcasters. We're not I don't know, whatever, former athletes, coaches, whatever. We're, just some knuckleheads in a bonus
Just
room.
optimistic show producers.
Damn right.
There
That's
you go.
good.
Sitting around a bonus room, 3 best friends, just having a good time talking about some Raiders football, this team that we very much love. So appreciate you joining us, all of those of you that are new to the show. My name is Murf. Thank you for joining us. And I don't do this show alone, of course. I do this show with my best friend and yours. He adorns the left side of the Murf's Fan Cave bar. Give it up for my best friend and yours, Swag Jeff.
It's styling and profiling.
What up, Swaggo?
What's up, man? Hey, football is back, baby. Let's go. I'm so fired up, man. I don't know if I've ever been more fired up for a football season, maybe ever. And I feel like I say that every year, right? As a Raider fan, yeah, you're fired up every year. But this year, because what we say, I think with our previous quarterback, we were like, well, this is the most important season that he's ever
That was
had.
a big deal, man.
This is the most important season the Raiders are ever going to have. The 2023 Las Vegas Raiders. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I'm fired up. And we were just in Vegas, right? So we were just in Vegas, and shout out to Jimmy Zebach. Before I forget, and shout out to Matthew Mangus with a $20 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you,
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But much respect to our good buddy Jimmy Zebach. I am rocking the new shirt.
We got a new shirt.
We got swag.
Badass.
We got swag, man.
Oh,
so
it looks
yeah,
like
man.
a Jack Daniels bottle.
The Jack Daniels style logo shirt right there. You can get that on TeePublic. The easiest way to get there without me telling you all the individual whatever. RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Click the logo link and it'll take you direct to our TeePublic page where you can get the OG Raiders Fan Radio stuff. You can get Swag Jeff shirts, Michelle shirts. You can get Uncle Mosh shirts. You can get all of our cool new logos that Jimmy Zebach has done. So definitely get in the mix because, like Murph said, 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation. Well, whatever TeePublic gives us goes to the One Nation Foundation. But like I said, we were in Vegas and I'll talk about some of the swag that I bought in Vegas. But hey, Murph.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't do this show alone.
Heck no, bro.
No, so to the corner of the bar over here, please welcome in Michelle Swag.
Hey, Michelle.
I'm the bartender because I'm behind the bar.
Yes, perfect. Another round, Michelle. Another round.
And Michelle's
keep 'em
teetotaling
coming.
tonight.
I am.
She's
Yeah,
only
I've
serving
got
herself
my
Liquid Death
Liquid
over there.
Death and-
Liquid Death sponsor us, bro.
I mean, come on. What are we doing, Liquid Death?
We're doing
and
Liquid
that
Death.
severed lime.
It's my favorite.
That's strong. It's so good.
It is. It's
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Oh, listen, you said it a minute ago. I am so freaking, and I know I do it every year. Like I do it every year, but this feels different this year.
It does. It feels different, man.
It just feels different. And I'm not just saying that. It really does, but we'll see. I said we were going to win 11, so.
Oh, let's go. Well,
Okay.
Well, apparently I'm locked into a new tattoo if we get 12.
Oh.
Yeah, so there was this guy on Twitter. I'm sorry. It was
No, you're good.
It's one of the guys on Twitter. He's a reporter.
Yeah.
And shame on me. It's something Bailey. I'm sorry I don't have it handy here. Anyways, he was talking to Mo Moten over Twitter, and he said that I will get a tattoo of Jimmy Garoppolo's face if the Raiders win 12 games. And I said, I will get a tattoo of you getting a tattoo of Jimmy Garoppolo's face if the Raiders win 12 games.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Let's hope the Raiders win 13 games.
Perfect. 100%.
They're like, I don't got to get a tattoo, and we can still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to win more than 13.
Well,
we going to the Super Bowl, bro.
Let's win 20.
Yeah.
Hey, let's win 20.
Absolutely.
Let's win 20. But I'm with you, Michelle, and appreciate you being here tonight. And
I'm
man,
happy
it's
always happy.
Can't wait to get back into this. Jeff and I did a rundown this last week, but it's just not the same when we're not all
Not
here
the same
together.
without you, Michelle.
We are back! We are back!
And we're the 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
All right, so we appreciate you, Raider Nation, joining us for episode number 295 of Raiders Fan Radio. And so what we do each and every week here at the top of the show, actually, let me take that back. I got to tell you about one more thing first, a little bit of housekeeping, and then let's talk about the Raiders.
Okay.
Yes.
if you subscribe to the audio podcast of this show, we would appreciate it if you would jump over to the YouTube and become a YouTube subscriber. I think we're dangerously close to getting to like 5,000 or something.
Yeah, we're at like 4750 right now.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so do us a favor and hit the subscribe over there. Tell somebody that you know that loves the Raiders to hit the subscribe. Heck, you ain't got to watch us.
Yeah.
Just hit the subscribe. It helps us get the advertising.
or you could watch
Or you
us.
could.
every once in a
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, just check. Right. Just check in. Just check in. Say hi. Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Check in, hit the like
Oh, there's a Mary Kate and Ashley moment.
button.
But anyways, if you would do us a favor, we would certainly appreciate that. Again, most importantly, to support the One Nation Foundation. And then if you are a YouTube watcher, and if you're like so many of our good friends that are in the chat room tonight, like my baby, what's up, Vibrator? So you can not only enjoy watching the show live, but then please subscribe to the audio podcast. Go to Apple Podcast, go to Stitcher, go to Google, go to your internet connected device. We're on Spotify. If you can find a podcast anywhere, you can find us. Just search Raiders Fan Radio and then and check out the show that way, please. We would certainly appreciate it.
And hit the auto download.
Yeah.
Because then you don't got to do nothing. You get a notification, go, hey, the boys are back. Boys and the three best friends are back.
There you go.
You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go. Yeah.
So and that helps us out a bunch too because we get a little kickback on Apple for stuff like that. It counts as an automatic download.
We get paid. We get paid from our and I'm glad you brought that up because there's the segue into what else I wanted to tell you about. We get paid by the folks at Fansided.
There you
We
go.
are the official podcast of Fansided and Just Blog Baby. And every time that you listen to an episode on the audio, it generates advertising and we get money for it. It's not a ton of money, but every penny counts. And again, 100% of that goes to the One Nation Foundation. So thank you very much for all of those of you. And thank you to the folks at Fansided and Just Blog Baby. All right. As I mentioned, it is episode number 295. And we always take our episode number and tie it back to something significant within Raider Nation. And that honor and duty goes to my good friend and my best friend and yours, Swag Jeff. What do you got?
Absolutely. So we're not going too far back. So
How far are you going
back? Oh shoot!
Oh damn it! Let's not even go back down there.
Hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I
yeah.
gotta memorize my lines. Sorry, pal.
That's okay.
Hey,
you got a fresh one coming there, pal.
I bet so. Hey, so we're not going too far back. So we're going
Who the
to.
shit is pal, bro?
What?
Ain't your pal,
Bruh.
bro?
Well, damn! Come on, man.
Shit.
I mean, I was like a quarter of the way. I'm a third of the way there to memorizing your, line that you think is so funny.
It's not funny. It's freaking cool. It's NWA, dude.
Okay. Easy with that shit, man. We're going to 2019.
Go ahead.
We're going to be going to 2019, and
You're
we're going
going by yourself.
Yeah, man. So in a guy that's going to be soon be rejoining the team, we're going to be highlighting Josh Jacobs.
Hey.
Josh Jacobs. So his rookie year, 2019, he set the rookie mark for all Raider running backs by rushing for a total of 295 yards in his first 4 games.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. Respect Josh.
Way to go.
Come on back.
Come back.
Come on back.
Do it again.
Josh. Come on back. Josh.
Baby, come back.
You can blame it all on me.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I have to play all this stuff, huh? Like a contact info and all that.
Yeah, you need to
Oh,
play
you
that
do.
shit,
All
man.
right, well, we're gonna do it right now. Let's get into some contact info.
Okay.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me?
Yes.
Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes?
Do it.
Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The Twit at Twitter at
X.
Raiders Fan Radio.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Insta something. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. The ticky-ticky-tocky-tock. TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
It was just enough, Mosh.
Perfect.
Good. Oh, that's good.
That
nice
was
one.
good. That's
Nice.
We're looking like the Raiders in preseason.
Yeah.
On point, bro.
Yeah.
On point, bro.
All about timing. All about
is.
timing. Good stuff there. Appreciate everybody. Hey, we haven't shouted out the chat room yet, Swag Jeff. Will you do that honor,
I
please?
absolutely will. So we got Wire Raider in there. We got Kill Jadis, the grumpy Raider fans in there. Paul is in there. Lee B, Vibe Raiders in there. Ron the Mater Raider, Storm, Tony Shefford. Let's see, Matthew Mangus, Raider Dank Vader's in there. Positively Yay is in there.
Nice.
The Numbers is in there. Anthony Provencio's in there. Vegas Raider Pete is in there. Let's see, Raider Dad is in there.
What's up, Josh?
Yeah. What's up, Josh? Atticus B. Rockin' is in there. DJ Lenny Danger is in there.
What's
I love
up?
that.
Space
Space
Beast.
Beast is in there.
Beast.
Hooligan
Nice.
Nation. Jesus Alvarez. Isaiah Randolph is in there. Jay
what's
Jackson's
up,
in
Jay?
there.
Hey.
Yeah, we got the whole crew, man.
Much respect, Jay. Good seeing Jay down in Vegas last week. We ran into so many of our good
Bro,
friends.
yeah.
Always such an awesome time. We kind of already did a recap of a podcast. Jeff and I did our
Sure.
last Raiders Fan Radio rundown. So you can check in there and hear about our Raider experience over the weekend. But man, it's always so much fun. Joshua R is in there.
Yep.
It's always so much fun getting together with everybody.
Oh,
Man.
Josh R. Is he the guy that we donated for the van? I think that's Josh
is
R.
that who that
Is
is?
that Josh?
Yeah, hey
Oh, what's
Josh,
up,
good to
buddy?
see you, pal.
Yeah, so Josh, we helped him raise some money on his GoFundMe.
Absolutely.
For his new van. Absolutely. Good stuff there, man, and good to see you, Joshua R. Man, appreciate you very, very much.
And Paul said that it was cool that we did a show where we remembered to turn the mics on.
Oh my gosh! So Paul, we
Yeah.
kind of reviewed with Michelle a little bit today before we started the show that podcast that was not a podcast, and it's so bad. It's like Jeff's microphone is not on at all, and mine is on like half the time because I keep turning it off to mute myself. And
Which
all
I don't
I'm
know
doing-
which is worse. The fact that my drunk ass just didn't turn it on, or that your drunk ass was playing with the switch. Like, what are we doing?
Well, I had it in my head that I was going to mute me while you were talking, but since your microphone wasn't working, all I was doing was muting us both. Because there was a little bit of you coming through my microphone, but then I'd mute mine, and then it would just be nothing. Yeah, just us sitting
fine.
there talking. It's
fine.
That's
That was the perfect Vegas podcast.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people, I've had a couple of people say, you guys should just release that and see if anybody notices. I'm like, they probably won't.
Probably would.
Probably wouldn't notice a damn thing.
Yeah. It may not be the worst show we've ever produced. Because we put out some trash at some point, bro. Like some of that shit. Hey, you know?
We should voice over it and
Oh
make it.
my gosh.
You know, if I could
That's
remember,
genius.
if I could remember what I said.
No,
it's
no,
even
no,
better if
It's
you
even
don't.
better
Oh,
if you
perfect.
don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
No, and it's even better if like Michelle and Valerie do it.
Oh,
That would be hilarious.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And now playing the part of Swag.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So Michelle, also speaking of the chat room, some of the folks in our chat room tonight on the YouTube, their names are green. Tell the rest of the folks why their names are green, and then also tell them what they're getting in return for having green names.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so first of all, to all the people that have already done this, I will be packaging these and sending these out before the week is over. So it's on its way, I promise. So if you, what is it called? Is it just like a membership? What is that?
Hit
What
the
it's called?
join button.
Okay, so you hit the join button, become a member, and I'll make you these block prints, and I am gonna number them and sign them. So, and I think once we get to 100, then there are no more. But but you have to send your address to me at michelle@raidersfanradio.com, and anyone that I don't have your address yet, if you've sent it, I've gotten it. But if you hadn't sent it, you're not going to get this. So get me your mailing address. So and go join and get in on it.
Absolutely. And you not only you get that cool block print, but you get a green name, and then you get access to all these amazing emojis.
Look at those
and
cool
stuff.
emojis. Those are
And the badges
so
and all.
cool.
It's so cool. Like if you look at what Wyo's doing in there, he's got his RFR badge, and then he's got Raider helmets and Get Made and all kinds
One
of
Nation
cool stuff.
Foundation, all that cool stuff.
Oh, Wyo says I've got a spot in my toolbox just for it. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
perfect.
Right on, man. That's cool. That's cool. Appreciate all of
Very
you,
cool.
all those of you that are in green. Thank you for Jay and Wyo, and let me see who else we've got in there.
I might have a spot on my calf just for that thing.
Oh man,
That might be that's a cool tat, dude.
That'd be a cool tattoo.
Vibrator, Lee B, Hooligan Nation, Killed Jadis. Let's see who we got. There's quite a few in there. Let me see.
Storm's in there. I don't
Storm's
know
in
if
there.
you
Okay, yeah. But anyways, appreciate all of those of you that have already signed up. It's only $5, and listen, 100% of the money goes to the foundation.
Yep.
And so we appreciate you guys for doing that very, very much. Oh my god, and that is a killer. Maybe that's the tattoo that we do.
I think that's the tattoo we get.
Because we've been kicking around the idea of the three of us getting a
And
tattoo.
I don't have an RFR. You don't either, right? You have.
I've
an
got
RFR.
one. I've got the
that
logo.
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
I like
I've got
that.
the,
I'm in.
for anybody that cares. I got the
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
RFR logo there. But then, but yeah, Michelle, that'd be really
that would be a
sweet.
cool
We'll
one.
get that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, hold that up one more time. Show them
yeah.
so that everybody see there. That's a block print. So if you become a member, there's only 100 of those. And they're already, I don't know, 30 of them are plus are gone. So if you want to get in on that, then sign up now. Oh, Pineapple is in there with a green one.
Yep.
I appreciate you, Pineapple. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Raiders. Before we jump into the team stuff, we like to give a little bit of respect.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with props. There's nothing wrong with shout outs, but we're Italian. We like to give a little bit of respect.
Well, yeah.
Murf, Swaggy J,
Michelle.
Nation. It's time for a little respect. You know, respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated, it's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
It never gets old.
It never gets
for us,
old. I think
for
for
anybody
everyone, it never gets old.
I hope not. And if you are new to the show, we're sorry.
That's what we do.
Welcome.
Here at the top of the show.
We're sorry and or welcome.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations or sorry that happened.
One of the two. Pick
One
one.
of the two. You
Choose
either,
your adventure.
At this point, you either hear the dog whistle and you'll be our, a huge fan of the
That's
show,
it.
or you'll
Anthony Provencio says,
we're
"Oh,
stupid."
it's old."
Anthony.
And yet you keep coming back, pal. So thank you.
Oh,
I think
that's
you love
amazing.
it.
Thank
just
you,
haven't-
Anthony.
You
Thank
gotta
you,
embrace it.
All right, so here at the top of the show, we like to give a little bit of respect, and we mentioned his name a minute ago, and I want to give respect to. Again, Jeff and I did an entire podcast about our weekend in Vegas. So if you want to hear the full rundown of kind of what we did and what's been going on, you can hear that on the last show. It's the RFR rundown for the 18th of August. But I would be remiss if we got to the respect segment of this show and did not mention Raider Dad and tell our buddy Josh Camonite how
Yeah.
much we appreciate him and the amazing work that he has done.
Yeah.
54 kids and their families
that's
going
so
to a Raider
cool.
game, man.
It's unbelievable.
It was awesome, and I'm just going to give you one highlight that we didn't talk about on the show the other day.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shut up so we can get going on RFR proper here. But one of my favorite things that somebody called it out, and I can't remember who it was, but you had all these kids playing together, playing catch, just running around, having a good, you know what I mean? Just kids being kids, right? These are all the kids there. I would say, but were between like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old,
5 and 11, maybe
up to
12?
about 11 or 12, somewhere in that range. I didn't know this. None of them knew each other.
Oh.
They didn't know each other. You had all these kids out there acting like they were
Kids
best
are
of
so
friends,
good at that.
getting like plates of food for each other or
Yep.
snacks, and then like playing games and like all. They were none of them knew each. Well, I don't want to say none of them, but at least as far as I understand it, very few of them were familiar with each other. So to have kids have that kind of camaraderie, at a tailgate, dude. that's the Lord's work. Like, if you can't get behind that,
absolutely,
then I don't know what to tell you.
100%.
Like,
yeah,
so
that's
cool.
that's a God thing for sure. And and that's also what Raider Nation is all about, right, Michelle? Like, I mean, how many times have we been to tailgates and stuff like that, and we're sharing tacos and eating and drinking and all that stuff with people that we have no idea who they are, but we've got a commonality is that we rock the silver and black.
That's a great point.
Those kids, I mean, talk about Raider Dad giving these kids the full tailgate, full Raider experience. That's the full Raider experience.
True,
you know what I mean?
dude.
Like,
That's an excellent point, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's because there ain't no strangers at a Raider tailgate, is there, Michelle?
Yeah, and they're going to remember that, like, as they grow, and they're going to want to do those things as they grow and get older, and when they have families, they're going to remember how that made them feel. Like, that's just, that is so, I can't wait to do that, to be able to experience that with them.
Yeah, right on. And that was, and we missed having you in Lamont there for sure. You know what I mean? Next year for sure. Y'all got to come out for that, because that preseason event is just absolutely amazing. All right, so I got a couple more here real quick. This one is not on our rundown, but I did want to tell you about this. So Frankie Mosqueda, our buddy, reached out to me and he said, "Hey, would you mind sharing this message with your audience?" And of course not, because anytime we can promote a good cause, we are here for it. So this Sunday, October 1st, which is the Raiders-Chargers game, right?
Okay.
That's at SoFi Stadium. This is the 6th annual Little Warriors Tackling Cancer. Okay, so this is an event to help fund some folks that are helping fight childhood cancer. It says, "We are looking for anyone or everyone who would like to donate or sponsor a child for the game and tailgate. Any monetary donations help with taking a little warrior to their first Raider game." Very similar to what the Raider Dad folks are doing. If you'd like to donate, here's the info, blah, blah, blah. I will share a link of this little flyer that he sent. I will share that on our links for the show. And if you want to know any more about it, and if you're going to the game at SoFi, support what these folks are doing, because again, it's all about helping out the kids. It's all about doing something bigger than ourselves. And it's all about Raider Nation being family, because that's what we do best. It doesn't matter how much the team sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Raider Nation is undefeated, and it's because of these kinds of events and this kind of a community lift up, and especially when it comes to kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like with Raider Dad, and then also the 6th annual Little Warriors Tackling Cancer, man. It is an amazing initiative there, and so we wish those folks the absolute best, and anything we can do to help, we will be glad to continue to talk about it on the show, and however the show can help. And this was a new one for me, so I don't know if we're prepared with the One Nation Foundation yet, but for next year, this is the 6th time this has happened.
Yeah.
So
we'll be in the mix on that.
Talk to us about number 7, soon, and let's get the One Nation Foundation involved so we can help support this as well, okay? Yeah. All right, speaking of that, I got one more for you, and then I promise we're going to talk about the Raiders. I want to give respect to Scott Gilbranson and Mo Moten.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Of course.
These two guys, man. Look, they have, their legacy media. They have a big platform. They're on terrestrial radio, not to mention the Odyssey, podcast universe. So for them to reach out to us and allow us to have a platform on their show by me joining them on Sundays or anytime the Raiders play, immediately post game, was a huge thing for us. And,
sure.
It helped open up our show and then our foundation, more importantly, to a lot of extra eyes and a lot of extra earning opportunities for the foundation. Okay. So for them to do that alone, they have, I mean, crazy respect. On the heels of that, not only is Scott partnering with us on what could be a monumental thing for the One Nation Foundation.
Yep.
They also here recently decided they were going to make a Midtown Mo shirt, which is great because that's Mo's nickname.
Yep.
Yeah.
And an Aiden O'Connell Irish Cannon t-shirt and DC4L, shout out Dan and respect to Dan. They're going to take $4 of every shirt sold and give it to the foundation.
That's so cool.
So
Yep.
go to DC4L, and anytime you buy one of those 2 shirts, that money is going to come to us and go to, more importantly than us, to the One Nation Foundation, so we can help with the Little Warriors next year. We can help Raider Dad. We can help with the Bolitnikovs.
Yep.
So very, very cool. And for those guys to think of us is just I mean, it's flattering. I can't think of anything else, any way else to say it, Michelle.
Yeah, no, and they do such a great job for what they do out there, and just to give an opportunity for the One Nation Foundation to be seen is, I mean, it can't get any better than that. Like, that's really cool.
It's huge. It's huge.
It
Jeff.
is huge, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you know, and you couldn't ask for two better guys, man.
Yeah.
Mo and Scott are just, I mean, they're the best of the best, right? You know, I mean, they give us respect on literally every one of of their shows, you know, so we want to return the favor as well, give them flowers.
Boy, we got
as well.
them fooled.
No kidding, no kidding, man. Yeah, no, but yeah, in all seriousness, man, we've talked to Scott multiple times off the air and stuff like that, and just an amazing guy. He's a really, really good guy. He's
got a heart
man.
for charity. You know, like very like-minded to the things that we do around here as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Paul says in there, Silver and Black Today is a fantastic show.
Yeah, it is.
It's the only Raider podcast I listen to.
Yeah,
because
it's really good.
And the reason why is that I've always said this. Like, I love our fellow content creators. I love Graf.
And he's in there. Yeah, respect Graf.
What's up, Graf? I love Graf. I love Hammer, Wasted. And I'm going to leave people out because there's so many of them.
Yeah. Big Mike, all those kind of guys.
Big Mike, Samoan. Like, there's so many. And Mr. Fitz doing now Youth Nation. We met those guys this last week. So there's so many good shows out there. So, but the reason I don't listen to the other fan-created content,
besides popping in and saying, "Hey, what's up? Love you guys."
Sure,
to subscribing, all that jazz.
I subscribe to all of them.
Absolutely,
I subscribe to all of them. But the reason, and other than a pop in, you know, Captain Jack, I'll pop into his stuff. The only reason I don't listen to them tip to tail is because I don't want their opinions to be ours.
Oh, right.
I don't want to get on the microphone and then regurgitate something that Graf said, because that's Graf's thing. I don't want my opinion to be his opinion. If we happen to land on the same things, great. And that's very cool. But I don't want to do it because I heard it from one of those guys. The reason that I listen to Scott and Mo is they're not fans.
Oh, right.
They're legacy media. They are impartial. They are giving you a truly impartial view of it. It's not subjective.
They're so balanced and objective.
Thank you.
That's why I listen to them. I mean, they're just so balanced and objective.
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
100%. Well, I mean, Mo works for Bleacher Report. Ever heard of it?
He's the
You know what I mean? Like,
dude.
Like, come on, man. Like, they break stuff before NFL does. Like, I mean, you know, like, so he's like the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good stuff there from those guys. And we cannot appreciate them enough and appreciate what Silver and Black Today has done for this little dopey ass show that we do in the bonus room. We can't thank those guys enough. So thank you guys. We love you very much and look forward to continue our partnership with you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. So, hey, so before we
before I hit your buddy AJ.
Yeah. Well, so before you hit my what?
Your buddy AJ.
Oh, my buddy AJ. Yeah. Hey, so before we actually talk about the Raiders, I want to give respect.
Oh, you got respect to give too?
I got a little bit of respect, so I want to give respect to Raider Image. My home away from home. I've invested a lot of my earnings throughout my life to Raider Image. So they hit me up.
You lose more at the
They
Raider
need to give
Image
you respect.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
You lose-
Raider Image Fan Radio, they give respect to Swag Jeff every
Jeff's
week.
the only guy that goes to Vegas and loses more money at the store than he does at the freaking blackjack table.
Bro, yeah, no kidding. So they hit me up, right? So they hit me up. They said, "Hey, man, we got an exclusive.
Oh my god,
we got a
Can't wait to see where
101.
this is gonna go.
Yeah.
We got a 101 here, and we wanted you to be the first one to have it.
Okay.
So without further ado, I want to show you my new jersey that I've received. It's really awesome. So it's one of these cool blackout jerseys, right? So if you're on the audio, it's a cool one. It's number 4 right here, and they sent it's a 1 of 1. It is an Aiden. It is an Aiden O'Connell, Michelle.
Wow.
An Aiden O'Connell jersey. That's the first one in circulation. I might be the first person to ever own an O'Connell jersey, and I will rock that proud.
Wow,
I can't wait. The Irish Cannon is here, and he's here to stay. So much respect to Raider Image. Thank you.
Hi, this is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murf, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
a beautifully made jersey.
I bet if they're when they start making them, they're gonna be sold out. Like that's probably.
I might buy them all.
You might.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
All right, I've got an ad, and then I promise we're going to talk about the Raiders.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Caesars Sportsbook. So here's when I say advertising opportunities, Raider Nation, this is what I'm talking about. Caesars Sportsbook has a promo for Raiders fan radio listeners. Caesars new customers, you bet $50, you get $250 in bonus bets. Just use the promo code RFRGET, that is RFRGET, and you can become eligible. So this is only in Colorado and Arizona. So Hardcore Raider and Jay, tell your friends. Caesars Sportsbook. Let me get on my radio voice. Caesars Sportsbook is kicking off the NFL season with a new Bet 50. Get $250 in bonus bets. Limited time offer. New users can sign up with our code RFRGET and redeem $250 in bonus bets after placing your first wager of $50 on any NFL game. Even if your first bet loses, you'll receive one $50 bonus bet credit each week over the next 5 weeks. Make sure to enter our code RFRGET while signing up to have a bet on Caesars every week for the start of the season. That's RFRGET.
That was incredible.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murf, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple, What
in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
All right, here we go. New shit has come to light, Raider Nation, in the form of the Raiders being 2-0 in the preseason. Let's go. Hey, how about this? That now with the Baltimore Ravens losing, the Raiders now have the longest preseason winning streak in all of football.
Yes.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, where's the trophy?
I love it.
Where's the damn trophy?
I love it.
Now, hopefully, we can put at least 6 wins on the books for the regular season.
We will.
We will.
I think so.
Yeah, we will. No, go ahead, but we will.
Okay. All right. I think so. I think this let's just talk a little bit about the game. Let's kind of go around the horn a little bit.
Perfect.
So I think that there's a lot to look forward to in what we've seen with the Raiders, and that quarterback play was going to be a huge issue for us, obviously, going forward. I think that a lot of us, when Aiden O'Connell was drafted, and there are some people out there that were like, nope, I was on board day one. Well, congratulations, because I think you were in the minority on that. And good for you for calling that out. I think a lot of us thought Aiden O'Connell was going to be a play much in the spirit of a Matt Castle or a Jimmy Garoppolo. I know you guys don't like the Patriot way, or a lot of you don't like that idea, but conceptually, the idea that you can draft a quarterback, develop him and coach him up, and then trade him for more than you acquired him for is a very sound investment opportunity, especially for a regime that knows they're going to be around for a hot minute. These guys aren't going to be around for 2 or 3 years. They know they're going to be on the staff running this football team for whatever, an indefinite amount of time. They've got, I don't want to say they have endless runway, but they've got a long runway. So I thought that when they drafted Aiden O'Connell, that it was going to be an exercise in, let's just again, coach him up and then gain that extra draft capital. That way it will benefit us in the long run. I don't think we as fans expected Aiden O'Connell to have this immediate impact that he did. And now I'm pulling back from my opinion before that, this is an investment opportunity. No, I think they really thought he was the guy, and the idea that he waited to the 4th round to draft him, because that's where you draft Aiden O'Connell, because everyone else is looking for these different characteristics in their quarterback. And listen, Raider Nation, I think the idea of these quarterbacks that have this athleticism to where they're actually designing offenses around their ability to run and those kinds of things, I think that notion is highly overrated. I think that when you have a guy that fits a system, can deliver the football on time, he's got escapability. He's certainly not mobile by any means, and that was the big knock against him. But he's got escapability now.
Yeah.
I think that idea, like it dropped him down in terms of his value in the draft. But I think the Raiders draft, I'm learning about this regime they are drafting players exactly where they're supposed to.
100%.
There is no Alex Leatherwoods. There is no Cleveland Farrells. There is no wild swings, Gary and Conley or Damon Arnett. There is no wild swings early on. If it wasn't for Tyree Wilson's injury and the little bit of a knock he had there, that guy was projected as the #1 overall draft pick.
Yeah.
They're drafting players exactly where they need to be, and they're drafting players that they need. And so I'm telling you, Raider Nation, I'm starting to, I know it's 2 games in the preseason. Don't get me wrong. I have context in my brain. I'm a crazy ass Raider fan, but I'm not that freaking crazy. I get it that we got a long way to go on this thing.
Sure.
But what I am telling you is that from the draft to now, I'm starting to move off of the opinion that this was an investment and starting to move into the opinion.
It's a different kind of investment.
I think they feel this is their guy to run this offense for maybe the length of it. I mean, no one thought he was going to be franchise QB, but I think that's where this thing is heading. And it wouldn't surprise me if he continues on this trajectory.
Right.
I know it's a preseason. We'll see if he gets snaps in the regular season. But if this ends up being Jimmy G is a one and done.
Oh, right.
Like, because we know he's a bridge quarterback, but if Aiden's developing at this rate, and save me that whole thing about like, well, yeah, it's the preseason too, because while I can acknowledge it's the preseason, CJ Stroud, ask him how he's doing. Ask Bryce Young how they're doing. Ask these high freaking drafted quarterbacks how they're doing in the preseason against their quote vanilla off defenses that they're having.
Sure.
Freaking Aiden O'Connell's the only one smoking.
Yeah, 92.4 graded on PFF. He's the #1 rated rookie on PFF right now.
Dude, okay. I'm going to give you some stats, and then I'm going to pass it on to you because I want more. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the game. But here's just kind of going around the horn some stats. Among 48 quarterbacks with 20-plus season dropbacks, no one is throwing it deeper than Aiden O'Connell. 11 yards in the air per attempt. He has still completed 72% of his 30 attempts for 8.4 yard per average. And then out of those 48 quarterbacks, he ranks #1 in pass efficiency. He's #2 in success percentage, #1 in first down percentage, #1 in touchdown percentage, and #1 in third down percentage. Hey guys, guess what we've been missing? Converting third downs,
right?
Getting like efficiency. Right. We've been lacking efficiency, and this is not a knock against anybody else that's played quarterback for us. I'm just telling you that regardless of how you feel about said players from before, those efficiencies were not there. Now, does 2 preseason games make a 9-year career? Absolutely not. And no one's trying to tell you that. But I'm telling you that the things that are starting to show up are the things that we were deficient at. 36 quarterbacks have thrown 25 passes in this preseason. No one, Swag Jeff, has a higher passer rating than Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And oh yeah, by the way, Tom Brady says this. And I trust Tom Brady's opinion about playing quarterback.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about that.
More than a lot of us. I mean, his being Aiden O'Connell, decision-making, poise in the pocket, and overall play, these last 2 weeks have been impressive. I'd go as far to say he's been the most impressive rookie quarterback so far. Kid's got a bright future.
Oh.
There you go. 100%, man. So, and shout out to, and as if we haven't given enough flowers to Scott Gilbranson.
Is he in the chat?
No, he's not. No, he's not. Why aren't you watching, Scott? But yeah. So
spend time with your family.
What the hell are you doing, bro? Not like he puts out content like every day.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
he's busy. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does. But yeah. So we tweeted out a thing the other day, or I think today actually. It was the highlights from the 2021 Music City Bowl.
Oh.
Where he freaking
and it was
Tennessee?
Purdue versus Tennessee, and I'm a big Tennessee guy, so. Unbeknownst to me, I was watching my future, on the other side, wearing the black and gold over there with Purdue. But that dude was torching Tennessee. every which way. I mean, this guy is legit. He's got a freaking cannon, hence the name Irish Cannon. But like, yeah, dude, there's so much to be excited about, and the quickness that he gets the ball out.
Dude, 1-2 gone.
1-2 gone, and seems like with ease, man. That like 40-yard bomb that he hit to Trey Tucker in the third right there.
New favorite player.
It was a
Love Trey
thing
Tucker.
of beauty, man. Like, I mean, just a couple, and shout out, respect to Trey Tucker who got down there super quick. But
Yeah,
like, I
because
mean,
he can outrun.
yeah,
Like,
but like I'm
the
telling
Flash,
you, like
dude, it's crazy.
the zip that Aiden O'Connell has
dude,
on that
yeah.
ball, like it's legit, man. And I can see why a guy like Trey Tucker, the first couple games, you talk about, oh well, maybe he's dropping a couple, Aiden O'Connell is zipping him in there, so like there's an adjustment that needs
When
to
you get
happen.
him on the judge machine, but he'll be all right.
He'll be all right, you know. So I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Aiden O'Connell. I mean, Jimmy G's our guy.
Yeah.
And like you said, maybe a one and done, two are done, or whatever. Let this guy.
Oh, it ain't going more than two.
It's not going to go. It's not going to go more than two. But yeah, I mean, I feel very, very confident, and I'm going to break some stuff down here in just a little bit,
okay,
and kind of talk about his play, not only just in its entirety, but in a certain point of the field, and I'm going to break that down, and we're going to really see some things. I did my homework a little bit.
Okay, well, let's get it back. Let's come back around to you because I want you to do that.
Yep.
Michelle, what's your thoughts on the game, or Connell, or anything else?
Watching the game, one of the things that, and I hate to take Tom Brady's words, but his decision making, like being able to see, because I know, okay, I get it, it's preseason, but he still has to be composed and be able to make quick decisions, and being able to see him do that kind of effortlessly is a breath of fresh air. And but I think, yeah, definitely he should have the time to get to where he needs to be instead of being, shoved into whatever. Because I know a lot of people on Twitter are like, start Aiden O'Connell, and I'm not saying you shouldn't if he's not prepared, but like let him get eased into it, because Jimmy G, he looked good too. Like, I know he's got some rust to
that
break
opening
off,
drive was amazing.
Great. Yeah. And as long as the offensive line keeps him on his feet, then I think it was so promising to see, though, to see some different, something fresh, something new, and something that looked really, really promising was fun. And also seeing the defense seems connected and locked in and a little more prepared. And I know we're just 2 games in, I get it, but even seeing that there's some depth there that in the defense is also really promising. So getting 2 sides of the ball, like I'm excited. I'm really excited for this season.
I'm starting to buy in. I say it a lot. And this year, and I thought I really meant it. Like, I thank you to the Raiders for relieving me of the burden of expectation. I didn't think we were going to do shit. Yeah. I thought we were going to be a bucket of ass this year. I thought going into this thing, I'm like, there ain't nothing we're going to do. Like Paul Gunther, the other defensive coordinator with the initials PG. I thought Patrick Graham was a chump. I thought that McDaniels was getting overrated on a lot of stuff. Then all of a sudden in this offseason, we started hearing a lot of things. We had a lot of things come out that we became privy to that really put a spotlight and pulled the curtain back on some of the things that happened with the Raiders this past year. And it started to make a little sense to me why the Raiders had the collapses that they did around certain things. And the narrative that was being formed and the blame or the fault that was being assigned was being misassigned. So when we started to learn those things, it started to turn me a little bit. Then when we saw what the Raiders did in the draft, then we saw what they did in free agency. And here's something I think is going highly underrated. Then we look at what the position coaches have been doing with this team.
Yeah.
Look what Antonio Pierce is doing with the linebackers. Look what Rob Ryan / Uncle Mosh is doing with the defensive line. Look at what Carmen Brasillo was doing with the offensive line. If you ask any former player, they will tell you that their position coaches have a much, much larger impact on their ability to play those positions and to be just successful based on their mechanics or their techniques or any of that stuff. Position coaches are so underrated, and we have some phenomenal position coaches. And I think they're doing an amazing job of coaching these guys up. And that does what? It enables a guy like Patrick Graham to put out a great defense.
Right.
And you see a guy like Curtis Bolton balling out.
Oh my God.
36 flashes on every play defensively.
Absolutely.
Like it's odd. And so, all right, anyway, so those guys are under, and then the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to lead you in on the QB thing here, Jeff. I'm going to throw it over to you. When you look at the way O'Connell plays quarterback, it's just something I've thought a lot about here lately. When you look at the teams that play in the Super Bowl, winning or losing, okay?
Sure.
There's a theme with these guys. Okay. Yes, there are some guys like a Jalen Hurts, or there's a guys like Russell Wilson, right? That are these crazy, athletic, mobile quarterbacks, again, with offenses designed around them. But when you look at the rest of them, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's a baseball player. He can escape and slide, right? Like he's not like a crazy running type quarterback or anything.
No.
Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Nick Foles,
Peyton Manning.
Like, you sense a theme here, Raiders?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. Like these guys have escapability, but they're like, this is what O'Connell is showing. He can get out of danger and deliver the ball downfield with his eyes focused down.
Scramble for a first.
Like, absolutely he can. And we've got some clips here coming up from him about that idea that he can get out and move a little bit, show that he's got, I want to call them wheels. They called them wheels in the interview. I wouldn't necessarily go that far, but like, you know what I mean? But it's like that ability to extend the pocket, to extend the play and not extend it into, I want to call it failure, but we'll call it contact, right? And I think that there has been evidence that we have seen that whether it was gosh dang it, I'm trying not to pick on one particular player because we get lit up on Twitter about it and all that kind of shit. And I'm trying not to make it about Derek, but like that idea that like he is able to Aiden O'Connell's avoiding
pressure instead of leaning into it.
Thank you.
Right.
And so when we see that, like that's what these other Super Bowl quarterbacks are doing. And I'm telling you, like, am I comparing Aiden O'Connell to those guys? No, please don't let that be the takeaway. And in chat room, please don't think I'm entirely full of shit. I'm just telling you that like style of QB play with a great defense and a running game, guess what? Equals Super Bowl. That's what. And so if that's the direction that we're going, like, all right, I'm down with it. You know what I mean? So anyways, Jeff.
Yeah, well, before we move too far away from the team in its entirety, I think there was the narrative in this offseason so far was, well, we didn't get those flashy people. We kept a lot of our guys, and like, what are we doing? We won 6 games. Why are we doing this? Well, like, we're seeing these coaches, and like you said, the position coaches actually like coaching these guys up, getting them bought into the system, getting them to understand the system. And we're seeing like a different version of the same players from a year ago. So, I mean, I'm super fired up. And then you bring in folks like Drake Thomas, an undrafted guy, leads the team in tackles in this last game, 12 tackles, 1 for loss. And this is a guy we talked about early on, right after the draft, that we talked about, like, this guy is, he's a short king. He's one of our short kings, but
which is my favorite new thing that you've been saying.
He's one of our short kings, but
100%.
Yeah, 100%. But he's fast. Yeah. He's quick on the blitz. He can stop the run. All this stuff, like you bring in guys like that and teach that narrative of, hey, this is how we do it. This is the way we play. Like, I'm all about it, man. This defense, I think, is going to be like night and day from a year ago, because
I think so too.
I think so too.
And like from top to bottom, our D line is scary good. Yeah. Scary good and deep. Very deep. The linebackers, we might be a piece away, maybe, but maybe not. We see Darian Butler go down. He's done for the year. IR, out, done. Yeah. So that opens that spot for Drake Thomas. It opens the spot for whoever it is. I mean, it's pretty much solidified.
Curtis Bolton, dude. I'm telling you, that guy's so underrated.
He's a lock.
I'm sizing up my 36 jersey right now.
he's a lock.
I don't get players that are younger than me very often, but I'm telling you, that guy flashes.
He's legit, man. He's legit.
He's like 28. Like, he's kind of older in football years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
He's legit, man.
For sure. But circling back to Aiden O'Connell and the quarterback position. Okay, so Swag Jeff did his homework, right?
Thank you, Jeff.
Absolutely.
You did more homework than Vinny.
Shout out Vinny.
That's my kid, by the way.
All right.
One of them.
So
shout out Tristan and Vinny.
Yeah. So we're going to compare.
Tristan's in Spain, by the way.
Oh, wow. Good.
He just left this.
Okay. I'm going to cut this for like a segment on X, so shut up.
Okay.
Respect Tristan. Thank you for all you do for our country. So Swag Jeff did his homework.
Don't mind my kid serving overseas,
Shut
protecting
up,
your freedom
Murf.
to do this fucking this darn segment.
Hey.
Go after my kid, bro.
Holy cow. I'm not going after your kid.
Hands, bro.
We'll talk about your kid after Raiders Fan Radio.
Yeah. Buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
Yeah,
so
I ain't your buddy, guy.
ain't your buddy, Chief.
Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
So Swag Jeff did his homework,
Oh,
right?
Ty Davis has gotten me
Hey!
the newest membership in there.
Welcome,
Thank you, Ty
Ty.
Davis. Thank you so much.
Send me your address, Michelle@RaidersFanRadio.com.
So Swag Jeff did his homework. So folks, we'll say, preseason, it's hard to compare between last year, this year. So let's compare apples to apples. So I've pulled some numbers. We don't like math around here, but we like numbers, Michelle.
Love them.
So I'm going to be highlighting the last two preseasons that we've had.
Okay.
Okay. So the 2023 preseason game, it's 2 games. We've only played 2. In the red zone. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
red
I like
zone.
where you're going.
Red zone, which was a challenging topic last year. We had our problems.
Yeah.
We had our struggles, right? Yeah. So far this preseason, 2 games. We're 8 for 8 in the red zone.
Ooh.
7 touchdowns and 1 field goal. 3 of those touchdowns came on the ground. 3 of those came from Aiden O'Connell, and 1 of them came from Chase Garbers. And the field goal was when our good buddy Brian Hoyer was running the offense. So,
oh my gosh.
Take that for what it's worth.
So
that means that we left 4 points on the board or on the field. Not bad. It's pretty good. Aiden O'Connell's red zone numbers. He's 5 for 7 for 43 yards and 3 scores.
Wow.
All 3 of his touchdown passes have come in the red zone.
No kidding. I didn't realize
And it's
that,
an entirety. The preseason so far, we've scored 34 points a game. Now let's wind the clocks back a year. I sound like Heath Ledger in The Joker.
Yeah.
Wind the clocks back a year. So we were 12 for 12 in the red zone in preseason.
Oh,
great, right? So you look at that, you go, oh my gosh.
Can I guess? 9 of them were field goals.
6 of them were.
Oh my gosh.
We were 12 for 12, 6 field goals and 6 touchdowns. All those touchdowns coming on the ground.
Oof.
Oh no.
Jeez.
So if you look at that and you break that down.
This is like it's an Inside Edition investigative reporting going on over
100%.
Jeff.
So the 2022 preseason Raiders left 24 points on the board.
Jeez.
All the quarterbacks, all of them. That's Jarrett Stidham. That's Chase Garbers. That's all these other guys. They went 8 for 14 in the red zone. 57%, where Aiden O'Connell himself is 72%. For 53 yards and no scores. The 2022 preseason Raiders averaged 22 points a game. So that's 12 more points a game that the Raiders are scoring in this preseason. So I think it's clear to say that the 2023 Raiders, I know it's not the starters. I know it's not, it's not the regular season. But it seems to be that the red zone is getting better. God. They're buying in. We see a guy like Wilkinson in that, or Wilkerson in the preseason game, in this past game against the Rams. The fade wasn't there, so he cut in. And Aiden O'Connell knew he was cutting in.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a really underrated play because you see that and you see, wow, that was a great toe touch catch. But that was an on-the-fly decision that Aiden O'Connell and his receiver were on the same page with.
And it wasn't checked into a run.
And it wasn't checked into a run. It wasn't scrambled into a sack, anything like that. And that's no disrespect, but maybe a little to any other quarterbacks that have done this recently. But I'm telling you, man, the red zone offense is going to be really good. So in 2 games, we've also been in the red zone 8 times, where all of the 4 preseason games that we played in last year, we were only in the red zone 12 times. So we're getting the ball down there. We're getting in the end zone. We're getting 6, not 3s. I'm fired up, man. This team is special. It's different.
I believe it.
This team's hitting different, bro.
Give it up for Swag Jeff.
That's good. It's hitting different. It's true.
Wow, what a good breakdown there,
That actually
Swaggo.
was a great breakdown. Yeah.
It got me fired up when I was doing it.
I bet. No, it's interesting, though, because the red zone stuff, it can't, I don't want to say it can't get worse, but it kind of can't get worse than it was, So I feel like the trajectory of this team and it's what happens in the red zone is going to be exponentially better than
Totally agree.
what it was. It has to be.
Absolutely. Well, you know, and then I want to get to some sound bites. I'm gonna say this, and then let's jump into some of these clips that we got from the players, and then some stuff from the media. But Michelle, I feel like when it comes down to the way that the team play, you really hit on something there. Is that a lot of the collapses that we've had? No one's giving an excuse to the defense.
Right.
Clearly, like, we needed to be better on defense. It's, two things can be true at the same time, right?
Absolutely.
Like we can identify two areas that were issues simultaneously. And so my comments do not absolve the defense of their responsibility to either, one, get the ball back, which I think is what we're looking at now, what our defense is doing, or number two, getting a stop. But when you look at what the Raiders did last year in terms of third down percentage, red zone percentage, right? And in terms of efficiency and scoring, like, that's a huge deal. It was a big deal for us. And unfortunately, it puts your defense in challenging positions when you can't convert those third downs, because now they're defending a short field, right? So their room for error is tightened up entirely. So I think a couple things here. When you look at the way that football games are won, you can give up 1,000,000 yards, but if you can get a turnover, you can get that ball back, and then you can score when you get the ball back. And the way you get into a position to score is by converting on third downs. If those three things are there, it doesn't matter if your quarterback throws for 5,000 yards or 3,000 yards.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's all complementary. Like, putting your team in positions to be successful, that to me is way more important than career numbers or what. This is not even a shot at Derek. It's just in general.
Yeah.
Like, those, like, the game time stats are way less impressive to me than turnover ratio.
Absolutely. I remember last year, and I know last year was just a shitty season, but there were many times where the defense did get the ball back for us.
Towards the end of the year.
And scraped and did whatever they had to do to hand that ball back and them to just shit the bed. Like it, and I feel like, especially now that this is the first like full season where they were able to get the guys they want to get. So this is really McDaniels and Ziegler. Like, this is now the season that's sort of on them. Can they coach this team to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs, at least the play? You know, like, can they do that? I think that now it's on them. Like, are they able to do that? And I think they can. I'm
with you.
I really think I know, God, I sound like a delusion. I do this every year. Where's my clown nose? Like, I do this every year, but it really feels like the trajectory is different than it's ever been.
From the top to the bottom, Michelle.
Yeah.
I mean, the coaching feels different.
Yeah.
The players feel different. The front office feels different. I don't know. There's just like the autumn wind is blowing in.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. We see it from top to bottom. Like, I don't know, man. I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it was pieces that we moved on from, pieces that we brought in, you know, the same pieces coming together and being like, okay, now I get it. You know, it's different. It's different.
I'm with you guys. All right, let's go ahead and check in with some of the comments from the players. This is one of my favorite comments out of the weekend. Let's start off with Max Crosby. So Max, listen, this dude's just been in everybody's face all preseason long, including Cam Akers. And Cam Akers, running back for the Rams, didn't like some of the challenges that he was getting from Max Crosby. And him and Max were going at it. And I mean, I think it's fair to say that Max got the better of him. And here's what Max had to say about it.
No shit, I just doing what I do. He didn't like that, so he got what he got. There's what it is. Max said.
I do what I do, so he got what he got. It is what it is.
If that ain't Raider shit, then I don't know what it is.
Amen, right? That was awesome.
I love that.
You know, Michelle, one of the things that I've really loved about this Raider team this year is that I almost feel a little like Mostradamus on this one. Is that when we talked about when we brought in Marcus Peters, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking about, like, it sure would be cool to see And, I know what it was. It was Alumni Day.
Oh.
And I was talking about how it sure would be cool to see the Raiders take on the persona of some of the alumni, how we thought Marcus Peters could be one of those guys that would bring that spirit, that energy. And for the 2023 Raiders, we know we can't be the Raiders of the 70s. We know we can't be Jack Tatum or Phil Villapiano, and we know Gene Upshaw. We know that you can't do that in today's NFL. But can you take that spirit and apply it in what it would look like in 2023? And I feel like not only with Marcus, but like with these comments and this energy from Max Crosby, they're channeling some of that stuff.
Absolutely. Max Crosby is like the reincarnation in the current form of what the Raiders were back in the day. Like, and I feel like he's done it, and having Marcus Peters come in like that, that's going to infiltrate the locker room. Like, it's going to start to build off onto other people. And I think Max Crosby, he is that point of the triangle, and it's just going to filter down to everybody else.
Yeah, can we be a bully again, please?
Yeah, right.
He's the piece we've been missing for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. I mean, more than any other defensive player. Which, and speaking of the defense, I want to give respect to F. Segaldo 88 in the chat that said last season the defense trusted a fart all year long, which is really funny.
That's
you know,
pretty funny.
True.
Yeah. But
That's
it ain't
so
gonna be
true.
like that this year, man. Because
Nuh-uh.
I'm telling you, man. With Max leading the way, it's going to be special.
Yeah.
That is absolutely, and that whole idea of like embracing that energy of the Raiders of past. I mean, and speaking of that too, so Gene Upshaw, rest in peace to Gene. His birthday would have been on August 15th. He would have been 78 years old.
Oh, nice.
And Gene Upshaw, the only player in NFL history to play in Super Bowls in 3 different decades with the same team.
Damn.
Wow.
So I mean, an absolute legend, and frankly underrated in terms of talk about Raiders legends of the past, and taken from us too soon. But anyways, but like that idea that like we're starting to embody those things that Gene brought. Willie wasn't necessarily one of those like. Willie was just good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
that, like Matt Millen had that kind of energy. Of course, Alzado and Hendricks and those guys. But I think Tatum probably embodies it. Him and Villapiano maybe better than anybody defensively. Just like that. Just ruthless freaking like
Ruthless aggression.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like those guys. Yeah. So if we can bring that kind of stuff back and be fighting people like fight,
Yeah.
do that,
Do it.
Like, you know what I
Well,
mean?
you know,
and I don't advocate violence, but when it comes to like tussling on a football field,
Right, yeah.
because you gave an extra shot and that guy didn't like it, well, tough shit.
Right.
What are you going to do about
Yeah.
it? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's what kind of happened with Cam and with Max.
Exactly. Well, and we talked to Fred last year at the Bolitnikoff dinner, and he coined and said, hey, we painted the lines, now you go paint your own.
Yeah.
So folks like Max, folks like all these other guys, yes, they're painting their own lines, but it's parallel. We're starting to see that similarity, the 2023 version of the NFL of the Raiders, and I'm fired up.
Absolutely. Well, and I remember when we had George Atkinson on, and we asked him to say, what would you say to this Raiders team? And this is late in the season. This is November or December. This is in
Middle
December.
December.
And we said, what would you say to this Raiders team? And he said, I can't tell you what I would tell this Raiders team. And like that to me is like that's the kind of energy I'm talking about. So if we can have 53 George Atkinsons, like sweet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's check in with the guy that's not ruthless aggression, but is playing quarterback awful well. Let's check in and hear what our buddy O'Connell had to say about his second outing here in this win against the Rams.
Another dominating performance. You have to be pleased.
Definitely good to get a win. But again, I just, your brain goes to the ones that you messed up. So I know I left a bunch of plays out there on the field that are a little frustrating, but you can just learn from the film and try to get better.
You showed some wheels. That's not always been something that you're known for. Can you do even more than that?
They come out when they need to. That's all I'll say.
When you get to do joint practices during the week against teams, so you get a feel maybe for some of their schemes. Does that help when you get out on the field?
Definitely. We have a whole week to see what they're doing, and sometimes they do different things at practice. Sometimes they do the same thing. And so you get a whole, normally you get a week of watching just games, but you get a week of watching yourself and your plays against them in practice. And so the drone practices have been awesome. They've been, high intensity and a great learning experience.
Last week you started. This week you got the first half to kind of see the flow, I guess, of the game. So what did you see in the first half from your perspective that maybe helped in the second half?
Yeah, you just try, like I said last week, try to get those mental reps from when Jimmy and Brian are in there, and try my best to see what's happening. And our coaches do a great job of communicating with us, even when you're not in the game, of, hey, this is what's going on. When you're in there, be ready for this, stuff like that. So, like I said, the coaches do a really good job of preparing you, even if you're not in the game.
All right, so that's so interesting there. So I hear a lot of player speak, and I think that it's very, God, people hate this shit, but it's that kind of like that's what the Patriots do, right? Like it's very dismissive. It's, you know what I mean? You think about Bill Belichick up there, mumbling in the microphone, like, we're just, thank our coaches and they're doing a great job, and just bring it, like it's that kind of same energy. It's like a lot of answers without a lot of time, but I kind of like that. Like, I kind of like that. Like, oh man, people are going to give me shit. I'm just going to say it. I don't need a window into your soul. I don't. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about, clearly, of the three of us, we are all about faith and family and all those wonderful things, and those take much higher precedent above a football game. But, like, I don't need a freaking teary, bleeding, like, gushing. We good. Like, you know what I mean? You can be incredibly, faithful in there, or you could be, guy had faith too, but like you could be Kenny Stabler studying the jukebox by the dashboard light, or studying the playbook by the dashboard light. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just want to hear what you're doing on the football field. And like, it doesn't, and I'm not making it like these guys aren't human, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to rob that humanity from him, but as a fan perspective in a press conference, just give me the goods. Just give me the X's and O's and then tap out. Like, does that make sense, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm a bullets point person. And I think I'm really looking forward to his after game pressers. Like, he's a good speaker, even if he is just kind of giving us, player speak or whatever. That's all we need. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. And I think for them, it's better too than having to divulge, more than they want to. Like, I think it's good for them.
Yeah, well,
and it's not a front.
No, yeah.
There's no front there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to play pretend,
Right.
No, there's not. And, but like every interview that a player does post-game, no matter who it is, whatever, it's all football talk, right? It's all just that vanilla, whatever. There's certain versions of it. I like Aiden O'Connell's version the best. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really get like the really nitty gritty details and like some real shit unless a guy goes on to a podcast like Bussin' with the Boys, and they can feel more like, I can tell you what's really going on.
That's where you know what? And seeing in that format, especially, like, that's where I do want to hear.
I want to hear that. Yeah.
That's what, like, when Darren Waller was on Bussin' or when Max was on, I want it. That's where that's the format for it.
Right.
Like, at the podium or around with the report.
But as far as player speak goes, that was what I want.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. All right, good stuff there from Aiden O'Connell. Let's check. Let's hear a couple more. Again, there's not a lot here. I'll be curious to see what you guys had to say, but let's just kind of check in with his second round of comments.
Speaking of skill guys, Trey Tucker, you hooked up with him on a good 40-yard pass. Do you feel like he's getting a lot of separation, on his routes?
He is. He's very fast. I even underthrew him on that one a little bit and missed him on a couple plays before on the go ball. And so, like I said, there's plays out there that I left out there, but Trey's doing a great job. He's working really hard, and he'll tell you that. He works just as hard as anybody. He loves the game and is super hard on himself. So he's going to be a good player.
This is an important rookie class for this franchise, and a lot of you guys got a chance to play tonight. Do you guys talk about, as a group, what you guys can do for this franchise in the coming years?
I think you kind of just go out there and try to do your job as best you can. It is very cool to see the other rookies. We were there a little early. veterans had a weekend off after the draft, and we had rookie mini camp, and so we were there together. And then when they left in the summer, we had a couple extra weeks together, just the rookies. And so it's been fun to grow a bond with them, staying in the hotel together and things like that. So it's fun to be out there with those guys and see those other guys have success.
All right, so here's what I like that he's deferring to Trey Tucker, who I mentioned Bolton on the defensive side of the ball. Trey's my guy on the offensive side of the ball.
Totally.
I mean, I called him on the Silver and Black Today show. I referred to him as Steve Smith Senior Jr. You know what I mean?
Third.
Like the third, right? Like that's kind of like because he wears the same number. He's stocky. He's scrappy. Like he just kind of reminds me of Steve Smith Senior. And if he can emulate any of that dude's game, like we'll take him in a second. So I'm a big fan of Trey Tucker. I know he's got some questionable hands at times, but so did a lot of players when they enter into the NFL. And so if we can develop him and he can be a better version of like what Jacoby Ford was, then sign us up, right? Like we'll take that. So I'm a fan of Trey Tucker, but I love it that Aiden defers to this rookie class, and I think that it's interesting, and I know you were kind of joking earlier when you were talking about this is the most important season for the Las Vegas Raiders. Last year, we didn't have a full draft class.
Exactly.
This year, they've got a full draft class. And even when you look back at last year's draft class, so far, so good. So I think that it will really be telling, regardless of record, if we get high levels of performance from multiple draft picks. I'm not talking about like a Max Crosby shining or a Hunter Renfrow or you know what I mean? I'm not talking about one or two guys shining. But if you have 4 or 5 impact players, a la the Kansas City Chiefs, who had literally every draft pick play in the goddamn Super Bowl, ridiculous, right? Like if there's anything they do well besides, they've got, the unicorn quarterback,
they got.
The greatest quarterback maybe of all time. I hate that. It makes me to say that, but that's the way it's headed. Aside from that, when you look at their draft classes, they're amazing. Like they nail it.
Full of diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, absolutely. And so anyway, so all that said, I'm really curious to see what they do. I'll get that. The dog is knocking over cameras. I'll get him, Jeff, because I'm gonna throw it to you. But talk a little bit about this draft class, the importance of this draft class, and because if these rookies start hitting, dude, I think we've got a young core and a nucleus here that can build into a championship football team.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And when you even got, guys like, Chris Smith, a 6th-round safety out of Georgia, that's gonna make the team. You see from top to bottom, if you got guys, because I feel like in drafts of past, you see guys that you're like, oh, well, that guy might have potential, but then he doesn't end up making the roster. So now you've got a full draft class that's everyone's going to make the team. Everyone's going to play. Everyone's going to have an impact in one way or another, whether it be a starter like a Tyree Wilson, Trey Tucker, which I think he might be. And I think you brought it up on the last, the post game on Silver and Black Today. You might see Trey Tucker on the outside running 9 routes, that may be all he does. But you're going to see guys making immediate impacts, and if you can do that, even in a 6th-round pick, like a Chris Smith or something like that, you're doing something really, really well. And so, and I think, I think one of the last pieces of the last Gruden Mayock draft is that Amik Robertson, and
man, I love Amik.
I love Amik. Man. And I think he's gone.
I think he's gone.
I think he's gone too. I think you see too many other, cornerback secondary positions, especially in that slot that they're just outperforming him. Yeah. They're just outperforming him. So, so he's that last piece of the previous regime that's probably going to be gone. But these first 2 draft classes, and let's not forget that the first two draft picks that McDaniels and Ziegler had is freaking Devontae Adams.
Oh,
so let's not forget that too. But Dylan Parham is sitting out of preseason games. He's solidified. He's there. You see a lot of these guys. So they haven't missed on the draft yet. So I'm super fired up, and they're bringing in their guys, their pieces, guys that fit that scheme, and and they're transitioning that into also with the free agents. Everyone's coming in that can fit what they're doing, fit what they got
Absolutely.
going on. And that's what it's all about.
Shout out Silver and Black today in there, man. We loved seeing you guys in there. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Mo, man. We gave you guys respect at the top of the show. I don't know if you heard it, but thank you so much for what you guys are doing for us. And more importantly, the One Nation Foundation with the t-shirt. We love you guys so very, very much and appreciate not only your platform that you share with us, but also what you're doing for the foundation with that fundraising. Also, too, Isaiah Randolph in there, who I believe is in Colorado. Shout out the Raider fan in Colorado behind enemy lines there. Talks about Amari Burney. Michelle, his ability to cover is huge, right? And like, what's one of the huge Achilles heels for us has been covering your best friend, Travis Kelce.
God.
So if we can find somebody, like whether it's Bernie or Hobbs or a combination or Brackett, I don't
care how many it takes.
Something. Let's not have Travis Kelce scoring 4 touchdowns on 25 yards, right? And beating the Raiders.
Yeah. No, that's the one thing I asked for Christmas. And so hopefully Santa delivers and gives me somebody that can stop Travis Kelce from just single-handedly killing us every time we play. That's all I want. That's all I wanted. And a couple tattoos. But other than that was it. But can I say something real quick about that last clip?
Go for it.
The thing, hearing that last clip is so refreshing to hear and a quarterback or a young quarterback talk about, kind of see towards the future of what he's doing and not a sort of someone who's been kind of beat up and beat down and beat through, you know, like, so because he talked about, you know, like the hotels and had the roommates and like it's so new and it's fresh and it's exciting and he's still such a good speaker, and just hearing him sound excited about his future is refreshing to hear, which I know that seems like weird, but
no, it's a great
and then
take,
not
Michelle.
having to hear the same thing over and over again and over and over again, and this is refreshing to hear that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. No, good call out there, Michelle. Good point. All right, guys, let's we're gonna move on from what the players had to say. How we doing?
Hey, before Isaiah Randolph in the chat, and I didn't bring it up, but I think it was really cool, and it's really, you know, it's really interesting. So Brian Edwards got traded.
Oh, I saw that.
He got traded, and but now he's been waived by the Saints. So he's gone from the Saints.
Oh no!
Now we traded him, and that pick that we got from the Brian Edwards trade, we used to get one Irish cannon, Aiden O'Connor.
Oh no!
Yeah. So hey.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you, man. So the mistakes that might have been made by the previous regime are being used to build our future, bro.
That's the investment, man.
Holy cow, man. So
maybe they know what they're doing.
Respect to Ziegler.
Wow, man. Building draft capital, man. Love it, man. Great call out. Who was that again?
Isaiah Randolph.
Shout out and much respect, Isaiah Randolph, man. Good stuff.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag?
Hell yeah.
Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murf, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
Saddle up, little buckaroos. Raiders fans are for life.
Yeah.
Other podcasts have taken the long dirt nap. But you've got Raiders Fan Radio. We're the wagon you've hitched your horses to. Mosey along with us as we ride out of the light and ride off into the dark side.
Yeah! Hey, Michelle, shout out the chat room there, and then let's get into some of these comments from the media.
All right, we got David Chappelle Sr. in
Dave
there.
Chappelle.
Hey, what's up?
Nice. Paul's in there, of course. A huge fan. Huge fan. Oh, Ron's in there. Foxy Scorpio, Space Beast, Isaiah, Charles Washington, Raider Lorian's in there. Big Country 4-1. Who else we got?
What's up, Curtis?
Let's see. Silver and Black Today, of course. Oh, I said Ron. Bishop AJ's in there. Who else we got? Oh, the Grumpy Raider fan.
Of course. Got Kill
Of course
Jadis
he's in there.
Absolutely.
You know he's got to be in there. Raider Truth Chicken.
I love that. And every time he says something, he prefaces it with a cluck.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's some serious inside baseball
That
for RFR.
is, yeah.
The fact that you know what the True Chicken
I
is,
love
man.
a good insider.
You've been watching for a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So appreciate you,
yeah.
Raider True Chicken. We'll have to get the True Chicken back out here very, very soon. It might be time for a therapy session. Well, not
we'll
yet.
See. Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
So hopefully we won't need it. But if we need a therapy session, we'll get the True Chicken out for sure. All right, let's check in with what some of the media has to say. So speaking of chickens, let's check in with Colin Cowherd. Not my favorite guy.
Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. And there are numerous media members that we have talked about on this show. We've frankly talked shit about them. And but every once in a while, the clock is a broken clock is right, you know what I mean, twice a day. And so I'll feature them. Like if they got a good point, they got a good point. So let's check in with Colin Cowherd and what he has to say about people maybe sleeping on the Raiders a little bit in 2023.
A 5-star chef needs some produce to work with here. So they've looked good in the preseason. Garoppolo, when he's upright, is good. They have excellent offensive weapons. They appear to, in the 4th round, have gotten a kid out of Purdue, 2-year starter, Aiden O'Connell. Dude can play. Like your backup now, he's free, and he can play. So and it's easy to say it's a tough division. Is it? Do we trust the Chargers? Do we know what Denver is? Keep your eye. The Raiders are fascinating to me. If you have a great edge rusher, a competent quarterback who's been to a Super Bowl, star back, star weapons, that's a lot of the boxes to check. Offensive coach. There's a lot of things they have which other teams don't have. And in 2023, they have a good left tackle, good edge rusher, star weapons, star back, competent quarterback, offensive coach. That's a lot of boxes that win 10, 12 games in this league.
That's a hard point, Michelle, to argue against because what he's saying is absolutely true. When you look at the things like I talked about quarterback and that style of plays as one example. When you look at all the other things that are building up around this Raiders team, yeah, those are the things that teams win Super Bowls. I don't think he's saying that the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl. We aren't either.
Right.
Of course, we're going to root for it every year.
Yeah.
But like that notion that like those are the things that lead to success in the league, like that's what we have.
Yeah, we will win more games than everybody thought we would win. Like that's just the truth of it. And I know Colin Cowherd, I have a love-hate with him because every once in a while he starts to say good things about us. But the thing that I kind of wish that nobody would notice that we're looking so good. Like I always start to worry when they all start talking good about us.
I know, because last year everybody was like, "Oh, the Raiders are going to win it all."
Yes,
right? Everyone had our back last year.
I would love to just fly under the radar of everybody's expectations and just freaking show up and show out. But as they play, it's going to get noticed that things are looking really good. And so it's good to be noticed, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to fly under the radar a little bit.
I'm with you. All right, next up, let's go ahead and check in with Rich Gannon, who calls the games, of course, for CBS, and was our 2002 MVP. If you need him, let's check in with Rich and what he has to say about the Raiders.
I am cautiously optimistic about my Raiders in 2023, and here's why. I had a great sit-down conversation with Jimmy Garoppolo on Saturday afternoon. I just think there's a certain comfort level with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's got a history with Josh McDaniels from their time together. He is a different player than when he left New England. If he can stay healthy, he's going to have a special season. Devontae Adams is terrific. Michael Mayer, the young tight end, I think he's got a chance to be a special player. I think the key is, can they get Josh Jacobs back? If they can get him in here in the next week or so and get him up and running, I think the Raiders can be pretty special on offense. The biggest concern, obviously, with the Raiders is where are they going to be defensively? I think they've improved at all three levels of their defense. But here's the key for the Raiders defensively. Chandler Jones has to play better than he did a year ago. And Tyree Wilson, he looks like he's got a chance to be a pretty special player. If they can get some juice and productivity off the opposite edge from Max Crosby, I think the Raiders can get a whole lot better defensively. And a better Raider defense may mean twice as many wins as we saw a season ago.
All right, Swag Jeff, I'm going to play you one more clip, and then I want to throw it to you because these two clips from Rich Gannon and also very, very good friend of the show, Mike Garafolo.
Good friend of the show.
Good friend of the show who does our opening. He
live every week.
Live every week. Every week we hear from Garafolo, live from the home office, as he says. So it's interesting there. So you hear Gannon, yes, he has praise for the offense. But then what did he really lock into was the ability for our defense and especially our front four to have an impact on the game. Now let's check in with Garofalo and listen to the same echoed type comments. And then I want to go to you, Jeff.
And you look at the Raiders' offensive depth chart and you go, okay, there's some really good, serious pieces there. There are guys that have won football games. If Jimmy Garoppolo stays healthy, we know he's a winning quarterback. It's like, okay, you could start to see it. But teams don't win in this league unless they're playing good defense, right? And then you look at the defensive depth chart and you're like, you're not blown away by what's happening on the back half of it. But up front, now you can start to talk yourself into some things here, because I go back to a team that I covered that a lot of people were not expecting anything of. It was the 2007 Giants. Now you can look back and say, you're going to compare the Raiders to a Super Bowl team. Nobody thought the Giants were a Super Bowl team coming into that season. But they had 4 pass rushers up front. Coincidentally, they also had a linebacker named Antonio Pierce, who now coaches for the Las Vegas Raiders.
There you go.
So he understands the importance of having those pass rushers up front. So, Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, who just got on the field recently, had that foot issue coming into the draft as well, and Chandler Jones looking to have a bounce-back season. How can the Raiders beat expectations this season? How can they be in contention? Those guys have got to play out of their minds, and when you start to do that, now you start to cover up some things that maybe aren't as complete elsewhere in your roster.
All right, so Jeff, that line had Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora on there. I mean, they were monstrous in that front four. I know that Chandler Jones had a quote off year last year. I don't think he was as off as people think he was, because I think that he was...
The stat line was misleading.
Stat line was misleading. But that said, Tyree Wilson, Chandler Jones, because we know Tyree can play inside, Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, Jerry Tillery. Like, if you can get a front four that can be dominant up front, again, like here I talked all this stuff about what wins Super Bowls as a quarterback, or at least get you to a Super Bowl as a quarterback.
Sure.
Same thing could be said. What Garofalo is saying there is so damn true.
Absolutely.
If your front four can get home, listen, Raider Nation, if you go back in the Wayback Machine enough, you'll see that the Raiders didn't used to blitz. Al Davis's theory was, we'll get home with our front guys.
Right.
We'll get home with Ted Hendricks and Lyle Alzado and Howie Long or whoever else, right? Greg Townsend, the best ever. We'll get home with those guys.
Right.
That way we can press you up with our speedy-ass corners and play the ball. Like, that's what Raider football was.
Yeah.
And some concepts, while that was that was a different era of football, and I acknowledge that, but some concepts hold true. And you want to beat a guy like Tom Brady? There you go. It wasn't Eli Manning. Eli Manning had some great plays. Don't get me wrong. It was Michael Strahan, Osi Umenyiora, and frickin' Justin Tuck. That's what won the Giants those 2 Super Bowls, right? Like, I'm telling you, and like Mike said, not comparing the two, but if that's the kind of productivity that we can get out of our front four,
right?
Look the hell out, man. Here come the Raiders.
Right, absolutely, man. Well, the defensive line sets the tone. Right? The defensive line can make your entire defense look different. They can make them look so much better even than they actually are. If your front four is getting after that quarterback down after down, play after play, putting pressure on them, putting that, stopping the running back for short gains, stuff like that, that makes everything look better. I mean, you even look at, like, in recent history, you look at the 2021 or 2022, whatever, the Buccaneers. What they do to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, they beat him up front.
Beat him up front, down
Jason
in,
Pierre-Paul,
down out, every single play.
Ndamukong Suh,
Absolutely. And so the receivers couldn't get open fast enough, and Mahomes was running around, running for his life. So if you got Max Crosby, you got Chandler Jones, you got Tyree Wilson, Tillery, Butler, all these guys play in, play out, they're going to make our questionable linebackers look better. They're going to make our corners look way better. Our safeties look way better. I mean, it all starts on the line. So if we can get pressure quick, holy cow! I mean, Garofalo is absolutely right. These guys do need to play out of their mind. But I think But I think they're going to.
I think Max
is primed for Defensive Player of the Year.
Say it, dude. Do it.
Defensive Player of the Year is Max Crosby. Chandler Jones, I think he's going to be slept on this year. Last year he was kind of that big flashy guy. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, we got this guy." He sacks Tannehill a million times a game. This is our guy. He's our future, whatever. He's going to bounce back big time. Tyree Wilson, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people as well. I mean, he shouldn't be surprising a lot of people, but with his foot injury, all that kind of stuff, people are freaking out, all that stuff. And the interior of our line is sleepy good. It's slept on. When we talked about it for years and years and years, we wish we had some pressure in the middle. That's why we loved a guy like Phylon, that he was getting that pressure,
Well, and Jefferson and freaking, who's our other guy? Quentin Jefferson and Solomon Thomas.
There you go. We liked that, but it was short-lived and it was in spurts and stuff like that. But now we've got some guys and rotational pieces. If Tillery's out, Butler's in. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving pieces right there and a lot of options, as the kids say. So, do
the kids say options?
We got options, bro. Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, this D line is going to be special as hell, right, Michelle?
Yeah, I think we're going to see consistent pressure like we haven't seen in recent years. I really feel like they are locked in on that, and they've picked the right pieces to put to the puzzle. And I think, and pressure, that's the damn key. You get the quarterback, get in his head, with all that pressure, then you've done your job. And so, I think it's gonna be different than we've seen it in a really long time.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff there from y'all, and good stuff there in the chat room.
Ariel Zuniga's in the chat. You remember him, right?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, can I get a hoo-yeah? Hoo-yeah! Hoo-yeah!
Hashtag if you know, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm looking for the Sea of Fans. Can we go to the Sea of Fans?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, do it, Michelle, because I don't have the Sea of Fans. Jeff doesn't have his iPad, so let's go to Michelle. So this is where we hear from
fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's back. He throws.
Yeah,
it's caught. He caught it. Yeah!
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, baby. Yeah!
All right, this is the Sea of Fans mailbag. This is where we hear from you, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. So we appreciate you. We're going to Michelle because she's cracking up over there.
We've watched too many episodes of Raiders Fan Radio.
Apparently,
that was ridiculous.
Apparently, we've heard our show.
Yeah.
Big fans of Raiders Fan Radio.
Big fans of
Raiders Fan Radio.
But this is where we hear from you, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. So we appreciate you.
You're not kidding.
Appreciate you, Raider Nation. We got a lot to get to tonight in the Sea of Fans. You can definitely tell.
Yeah, the folks are back.
You can definitely tell it's football season again. Yeah, so we appreciate you. And if you want to be part of it, you could join us in the chat room, as always, at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Like Erica S. in there. What's up, Erica? Raider Nation News Today. That's our buddy Hammer. What's up, Hammer? Dave Chappelle is in there. With much respect, Dave Chappelle. Corey Fleck is in there. Paul is in there. DJ Lenny Danger, Big Country. Let's see.
What's up, Curtis? So Big Country. That's a former coworker of mine. From years ago. Yeah, so much respected, good friend of mine.
I appreciate you, Curtis, for jumping in. Appreciate Corey Fleck in there. Appreciate Ariel Zuniga. Appreciate Wyo, Isaiah Randolph, Anthony Provencio. We appreciate all of good folks that are joining us. Rita Rich, I see in there. Corey Hagan is in there. So many good folks. And Stoic Rico is in there. Appreciate you. Oh, is that Rico? I'm not sure if that's Rico in the Canary Islands or not. But anyways,
Raider Nation News Today.
That's Hammer.
Who is that?
That's Hammer, dude.
Did he change his name again?
That's what it's. Well, it's what he changed it to before.
He changes it every week, right?
Yeah, every week.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Hammer. What's up, Hammer?
Oh, hey, Hammer.
Bishop AJ is in there. Raider Lorian is in there. Oh, my gosh. The chat room's going nuts. Vegas Raider Pete is in there. We appreciate you guys. Errol Budd is in there. The Jesus of Allen Rock is in there. Custom Cali Tools is in there.
Wow.
Holy cow, man. Foxy Scorpio, Space Beast, Charles Washington. Wow. Okay. I'm going to run out of breath, but thank you guys so very, very much. We appreciate you, and we love you guys so very much. So you can join us in the chat room, youtube.com, Pineapple's in there, youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, or you can, what else can you do? Oh, yeah, you can call the show. 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. and leave us a message there. And if we play your message 3 times, you could become a made man or a made woman. Or you can email us an indefinite amount of times. And we've got one emailer in particular that is flirting with becoming the next made woman. Ooh. And I'll tell you about that when we get there. But JSR Raider, appreciate you. But you can email us, show, that's SHOW. I'll slow it down.
Wait, yeah, you blew through that, man. Easy with that
all right,
shit.
S.
Yeah, that
easy,
was
hot
fast.
dog.
Wow.
That's a 3-hour show. S. H. O. W, as in win. So that's SHOW.
O is in O'Connell.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
H is in, oh yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. That's good.
You're so stupid.
Oh my gosh.
S is in, shut up, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So,
Some stupid ass.
all right, here we go. SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And Michelle is going to read us through the emails, except for I've got one.
Okay.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
one. Yeah, so I'm going to help because you've got the heavy lifting
Yeah,
tonight.
thank goodness I haven't had any
You're
alcohol.
actually, but you're going to pull your weight. You're going to read one.
I'm going to
huh?
jump in and help out because Michelle
Damn,
has
bro.
so dang many to read.
There's
So
a
I figured
lot.
I would help out. So anyways, Michelle, go ahead and
right.
let us know who emailed the show this week. Actually, we got some of these might be a little bit dated because it's been 2 weeks. So,
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
right
so we
on.
might be going back,
Okay.
but appreciate everybody that emailed this week.
Okay, so first off, we got Dennis. First off, thank
Hi,
you all
Dennis.
for what you do. You all give us something to look forward to on a weekly basis. I wish I could be more involved in the chat and whatnot, but my job sucks the life out of me. Well, it's not that bad, but it does interfere with my football life. LOL. You 3 are kind of pissing me off for the first time, though. All of your positivity is starting to rub off. I'm usually fired up and ready for a, quote, hopefully awesome season. This year, I was not going to even look at the win-loss record. I just wanted to watch the players and hope to see young men grow and become household names, and of course, watch the silver and black. But you 3 are sparking that old loving feeling, and now for the first this offseason, I'm excited and hopeful. Jerks. I kid, of course, and thank you for everything, Dennis.
Ah, thank you, Dennis.
I'm
Good
glad
email.
you're
Good
feeling
email.
positive. That was a great email.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right.
It's the first time we've heard from Dennis.
Yeah. All right. This is from T-Hom, right? T3? Is that T-Hom?
Yeah, T-Hom is T3.
Okay.
Yep.
I've done an early cut down, taking the roster down to 70. First, I took out the first 11, bringing the roster down to 80. Here they are alphabetically. David Agora, Ike Brown, Chase Garbers, Jaden Grant, Vitaly Gurman, Azizi Hearn, Jaquan Johnson, Chris Lacey, John Samuel Shanker, Jordan Willis, Isaiah Zuber. Then I took out the second 10, bringing it down to 70. Here are the next 10 out alphabetically. Jacob Hollister, Brandon Faison, Bryce Cosby, Kanai Mauga, Roderick Teamer, George Tarlis, Isaac Rochelle, Jordan Meredith, Darwin Thompson, Damian Williams. This brings it down to 17 cuts. Now I will list the 17 players that I see on that bubble. Right now, they are on the outside looking in, but injuries in last preseason games should say a lot. Here's my bubble list. Amir Abdullah, Darian Butler, Keelan Cole, Ronis Grasu, Jesper Horsted, John Jenkins, David Long Jr., Luke Masterson, Natati Moody, Adam Plant, Amik Robertson, Duke Shelley, Nesta Jade Silvera, Cam Sims, Jerry Tillery, Dalton Wagner, Christian Wilkerson. Sorry if I butchered any of those names. This sets up the competition across almost every position group. Note, I have 3 quarterbacks, extra running backs. One probably goes away once Josh Jacobs returns. 3 tight ends with Fotheringham at number 3, McLendon Curtis, Malcolm Kuntz, Drake Thomas, Isaiah Palomalo, Adam Plant, Chris Smith II, and Greg Van Roten, all on the roster. The wide receiver room is crowded. Tough cuts coming.
Yeah.
That's going to help me learn everybody's name. Although I guess a lot of them are going to get cut. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to learn that till
That's a good
people
problem to
start
have,
getting
though.
cut. It's a great
there was a
problem to have.
lot of good people on that list.
Yeah, there was even names that I recognized, which is not very typical for me this time of, because I usually don't start paying attention till we cut because I don't want to get too excited.
Can't
about
get too
people.
attached.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Raider Chemist. Hello, RFR family. This is Raider Chemist reporting in. It's been a minute, but hey, football is back. We're all very excited to see this team be whatever it will be, because like any other toxic relationship I've been in, the pain and abuse this team inflicts on me is better than nothing at all. One thing I want to address is the Derek Carr situation. And I want to make clear.
How old is this email?
Yeah. And I want to make clear, I am one of the guys that really liked Carr. I have 2 of his jerseys. I always saw him as maybe not the best, but a capable guy that if the defense was anything but mediocre, then we could have won something. I really liked him as a Raider, but he is not a Raider at the moment. Sure, once a Raider, always a Raider, so I'll wait until he retires to call him a Raider again. But for now, Carr is a Saint, and I'm a Raider fan, not a Carr fan. So I did what I had to do. I stopped following on the socials and moved on. I didn't get rid of the jerseys because they are still Raiders jerseys, and they were expensive. I look forward, not backwards, and I want to make one point to all the fans that are still salty about the way things turned out. Carr was good, but he never won much on this team, and the debate is always, was it Carr or was it the team? Well, just as how Devontae proved that he was great not because of Aaron Rodgers, but in spite of him, now we will know if it was Carr holding the team back or if the team Carr played on were just that bad. Either way, after this year, the debate will finally be put to rest and we can all move on. Finally. Lastly, I don't trust McDaniels, but I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Last year, he played with a team that wasn't tailored to his scheme and with a quarterback that, if we believe the reports, was pampered. Now, Garoppolo knows how McDaniels operates, and if he is the hard ass that made Carr quit, well, at least Garoppolo won't be offended because he already knows how it is, so it should be smoother. Also, the team is built more as McDaniels wants it, so if he is the genius that people say he is, we should be better. So I'm going into this season thinking that the talking heads that give the Raiders 5 wins can eat a D because we are...
Hey.
I'm like Ron Burgundy. I just read what I just read. Yeah. Because we are going to be good this year.
That was good.
Anyway, hope you all are good, and I'll see you on the next one. Sincerely, Raider Chemist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice
that was
job,
a good.
Raider
That was a good.
Chemist.
I like that
Oh my gosh, I love it when they just
slip that in
stuff
there.
in there.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I didn't
That's
even
it.
get a warning. Okay.
All right. Do you have an email
if
there?
that's a potty mouth Mangus or something, then you know it's
Then
coming.
you know
what I
it's
mean?
coming. Yeah.
Oh, is this
Do you want me
Susan?
to keep going or
No.
No, it's yeah. You take
No,
a break.
yeah,
You take a break. You got a long break
Oh, I'm
here.
sorry. It is.
Yeah, okay. All right. So appreciate Susan. So Susan is my new favorite emailer.
Oh, okay, good.
This is, I believe, the 3rd time she's emailed us. And keep them coming, Susan, because you keep going the rate you are. You're going to be the next made person around here, made woman. We haven't had a made woman in a hot minute.
In a minute.
Some more made
And we
women.
need Michelle to cut her new made woman thing.
I need to do that.
Oh, yeah.
No
instead of a-
disrespect to me much
Never,
respect to me
never.
for cutting a
holding
really
it
good made
down.
woman thing, but yeah, you need to get in the
But
mix
it
with
needs to be
that.
Michelle.
yeah,
And we can
yeah.
even use
I
the
need to do
same
it
lyric,
before.
the same voiceover.
Oh, yeah.
But have Michelle
Just
do it.
read
Oh
it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
my poem is really
It was
good.
good.
It's really
It
good.
was
Yeah, no,
quality.
if you don't say so yourself, it's
My
really
gosh,
good.
it's so good.
It's your humility that really makes me
That's
admire you.
right.
Jeff.
Well, you know, when you know, you know.
Absolutely.
Jeez. All right, here we go. So, Wendy says she's writing in this week.
Oh, yay.
Oh, my
Wendy,
gosh.
Come on,
please.
Wendy.
Oh, Wendy,
Oh,
you
you
need to be a
made woman,
Yes,
Wendy.
Wendy needs to be a
yes.
made woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So email us an indefinite amount of times, Wendy, and we'll fast track Wendy.
Yeah.
Because she's, I mean, she's been
about it.
She's among
about
the
it.
maid of
Yeah,
the maid.
she is.
Absolutely.
You know?
She's a huge supporter of this show. We appreciate Wendy so very, very much.
Yes.
In fact, last year when Valerie and I were out there for the preseason game, Wendy was there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and Wendy, we watched her purse while she went and shook the flag on the field.
Oh, nice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because
oh,
she
how
went and
cool.
shook the flag for the national anthem. You know how they hold the flag, whatever? And
Yeah.
she's like, Murph,
She
can I
was
leave
at
my
the
purse with you?
Rockstar
And we're
Bar,
like, yeah.
right? Wasn't she at that?
Yes,
Because I think I met her there.
Not
I
at-
believe when the Chargers, during the Chargers
I
game,
believe
right?
so. I believe she was there for that night. Yeah,
I think I met her
but
there.
Wendy's been and she's on
What was
social
in her
media and
purse?
stuff. Like,
I'm just kidding.
You can tell us all. Tell us later.
but yeah, no, she's awesome, man. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
she
So
is.
thank
She
you,
is.
Wendy. All right. So speaking of made women,
Okay.
here we go. Susan Lindley. I love my Raiders, win or lose. Raider Nation for life. Thank you guys for all that you do.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Susan.
I love a direct to the point. Thank you, Susan. Thank you.
And you know what? I'm telling you, I think that's a 3rd or 4th one, and she's just It's just like, it's almost like getting a text message.
Yeah.
And you know what, Susan? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting the
love
show.
that. Thank you,
and,
Susan.
and thank you. We appreciate the kind
100%.
words. And absolutely. And that's, hey man, that's Sizzler territory right there, if you ask me.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle, what do we got
All
next?
right. All right, we got Raider Lorian here. Good evening, RFR family and nation. Another week gone and a week closer to the regular season. Now we have some preseason games to chomp on until then. Speaking of chomping, the Raiders were chomping down on the Whiners. I know it's preseason, but what a phenomenal game in all three phases of the ball. Defense with 2 sacks on the Niners to start off the game, 1 near pick six with 2 would-be interceptions. Teamer pushing aside defenders to stuff punt returners, and finally, Aiden O'Connell. That man was playing absolutely fearless with 1 touchdown, 141 passing yards, and 15 of 18 with 2 drops on Trey Tucker. He should run laps on his thumbs after those. And 1 throwaway after making a defender whiff on a would-be sack. I know it's preseason, but it's still a victory Monday. The score really should have been 34-0, but of course the Raiders raided with that weird pass deflection to a 69er receiving banging himself. Okay.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Bang, bang, that's right. Oh, what a weird.
That's weird.
That is the weirdest.
And you know what the weirdest thing about that is that E40 was an Oakland guy. He's a Raider guy.
Yeah.
And then now he's a Niner guy.
Oh,
Don't come back. Don't come back. Do not come
You're
back.
dead to me.
Absolutely.
Okay. Other than that, I missed one. If the shoe was on the other foot, the Niner fans would have talked their shit, but not this time around. Other than that, I'm happy the Raiders were able to show out for you and the kids that were able to join. Hope everyone had a wonderful time and made it all home safely. Heard it was raining after the game, so I guess the football gods were showering us with those whiner tears. As always, thank you for everything that you, Swag, and Michelle do. The nation appreciates you for getting us through this rough time we call the off-season. Thank you very much. Have a great night. And even better rest of the show. Yours, Raider Lorian 93.
Hey, nice job, Raider Lorian.
And hey, much respect to our defense for making Trey Lance the number 3 quarterback in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a waste of a pick number 3.
He gone.
He gone.
See ya, bye.
Yeah. Yes.
See ya, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's another North Dakota State quarterback that shit the bed.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, him and Carson Wentz, one and the same.
Freaking Carson was an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Was
yeah.
being the operative word there. That's
yeah.
right.
Was happening, RFR crew. That's what it says. Was happening.
I love it.
Hooligan Nation Raider here. So picture
I love Hooligan Nation.
Yeah.
Can I just shout out Hooligan Nation? Give him some respect, by the way.
Dude
is
sure.
all over our socials.
Oh, yeah.
All he's green. He's a member in the
Became
chat.
a man
Yeah.
tonight. Became a member tonight.
No,
Okay.
Hooligan's already been in. No,
Yeah, I think-
Hooligan Nation's been in.
No,
for
it was tonight.
no.
Yeah, because I think he posted.
Well, he must have created
No,
a
it
new
was somebody
account.
else. No, Hooligan's been
Okay.
all right. We'll figure that out. But point being, though, dude is a huge supporter of our show and cannot thank Hooligan Nation enough. Like, not only with the emails every week, but on the socials and everything. Like, he's awesome, man.
All right, so picture it. It's Sunday, first week of preseason for our beloved Raiders. I, due to limited time in the day, am knee-deep into replacing my basement stairs, tools and materials set up in our driveway, when all of a sudden, my neighbor's family all start showing up across the street looking like the staff of McDonald's in their stupid Chiefs t-shirts and jerseys. I told you, it's rough out here in Queef's Kingdom. They are going to watch, unknown to them at the time, the Saints beat the Queefs. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, that was nice to watch. I just love watching them lose. Some fun banter back and forth with the neighbors, a few choice words in the basement, and the project is done. Their team has lost and is just in time to sit down for the Raiders versus Whiners game. I got to say, AOC did not look like a rookie out there. I mean, he was running that offense without hesitation. I know he wasn't exactly throwing the long bombs, but he was accurate and even threading the needle at times. Zeus was good, but isn't JJ. He hits the hole hard, but doesn't have the vision to drive the yards after catch that we're used to. Then there was the defense, which had a fire that I haven't seen in a long time. Maybe Crosby is rubbing off on all of them. Let's hope.
Yes.
Let's be honest, that game was a shutout except for the fluke catch that should have been an interception. Now, I know it's only preseason, but that gave me just a bit more hope that the season isn't a bust before it begins. Now, Tyree is returning to practice, as is Mayer, so we will see what this brings. But if the second and third string looked like that, you have to believe that our first string should be everything we hoped for. Now it's time for the Rams to join us in our second home stadium. So my takeaways are AOC was fantastic in his debut. We would be better off with JJ. Defense finally has depth.
Finally. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I didn't have it up.
That's okay.
Hold on. I'll find it.
Uh-oh.
Bear with me.
I could just say bleep.
Oh, it's a bad word?
It's a bad word, yeah.
Oh. I got that one.
Okay. The Chiefs. The Rams. Go Raiders.
Hey, nice job. And who's that from again? That was Hooligan?
Sorry. That
Hooligan. Nice job, Hooligan.
Yeah.
Respect, Hooligan.
All right. This is from Ty.
Hey, Ty?
Yo, what's up, Murf, Swaggy, and Michelle? Yeah, that too. I mean, that too.
That too.
There we go. Sweat. Hope all is well and everyone is safe.
There's a lot going on over here.
You've had a lot to do.
We need a
This
producer.
email's sponsored by Topo Chico.
And we need a producer.
And I'm not even drinking one.
Yeah.
Hope all
I
is
suck
well
as a sound
and
engineer.
everyone is safe and in good health. First, First, I would like to thank Murf, Swag, Sonny, Uncle Mosh, and Fabricator Gil for making my trip to Vegas a blast. I've had a difficult time these past few months since losing my mother and had an emotional moment in the game as my mom's favorite singer, Yolanda Adams, sang that. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He told us. Yeah.
I love
was sitting next to
Yolanda
him. Yeah,
Adams.
Oh, my gosh, I didn't
that's
realize that.
precious.
Oh, man.
It was a much needed getaway since I have my have myself drowning in work. I can go on forever about my gratitude and appreciation, but I will keep it short for the sake of whoever is reading this email. Speaking of Vegas, 4 months and 10 days. Those were the words of the thief disguised as a blackjack dealer being said as she took $100 from me faster than the time it takes for Jackson Mahomes to embarrass his family.
Oh,
That's fast.
that's quick.
That's
yeah,
so
that's
fast.
quick.
A little advice. If your car dealer tells you she hates everything and everyone and is counting down the days of her departure, run. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I am
big
proud
time.
to say by the time those 4 months and 10 days come around, she will be gone. And the next day, we won't have any bad luck going against the Quaifs Christmas morning. Oh, Christmas morning. Shout out to the guy in the Raiders. Yeah.
Gonna ruin Christmas.
We're going to, no, because we're going to beat him. So it's going to be.
Come on, Michelle.
Let's
go.
Be a Christmas
Speak that into existence,
miracle.
please.
Shout out to the guy in the
Christmas
Raiders
miracle, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it. Shout out to the guy in the Raider hat at the store by my house who told me I was out of my damn mind as we both grabbed Modelo's when I told him I was excited about AOC. We had a good laugh after the awkward silence that took place after I stared at him. Plus, O'Connell couldn't be a politician with that mustache. I think as long as the Raiders keep a liter of Coke in the building at all times, I think he could be a Hall of Famer. The defense has me excited by the way they are flying around. I know I wasn't going to let preseason get me all excited, but
oh man,
it looks like we're going undefeated and winning the Super Bowl. Anyway, football is back, and I look forward to spending time with my family at the end of the season. And remember, guys, don't say shenanigans. All love and respect, Ty Raider.
Oh my gosh,
Ty.
Why can't we say shenanigans? I say that word all the time.
I'm telling you, Ty Raider, he's one of my faves, man. I love that dude, man.
We love that guy.
I
He's a good
love
guy.
that
We love
guy,
that
man.
guy.
You need to get your ass
Yeah, what are we
to
doing?
Middle Tennessee.
it's time to move
It's
out.
time.
It's time.
It's
It's
just-
past
it's time.
time.
It's time.
past,
It's time. Yeah, we
It's time.
had such a great time hanging out with them, and thank you and shout out Fabricator Gil for hooking us up with where
Gil's
we
such
sat,
a good dude.
and he came in clutch last minute, and so Ty was able to sit with us and. I'm telling you, man, he's just one of the best. He came out to the tailgate, flew all the way out just to hang out with us at the tailgate, go to the game, and such a good dude, man.
And
also-
like the vulnerable moment that he shared with us at the game and in that email too. Like, I mean, like to see that, I mean, it was cool, obviously, to see him and stuff like that. But for the Raiders to what are the odds that the Raiders have her sing that national anthem, and that's. That was her mom. That was his mom's lady.
That's like a God wink.
Yes,
like
thank you.
what
Thank
that
you.
is.
True.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
true.
And that's
True.
what I was gonna say. I was, sorry for your loss. Like that's something that is really hard to shake. But yeah, that's a God wink. Like that's exactly what that
Absolutely.
was. That was really
Absolutely.
I love Yolanda Adams too. She's really, really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
a little jealous that you
crushed
guys got
that
to see
anthem,
that.
man.
I
She was-
bet.
oh my
I
God.
bet.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Paul. Evening, everybody.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. Hope you're all well. The following email has been sent with a full understanding of the context of the preseason so far. Any optimistic opinions are mine alone and are not meant to offend anybody that wishes to remain a miserable shit. The first 2 weeks have been very encouraging. We'd been hearing positive news about certain players from Raiders beat writers throughout OTAs and training camp, which intensified after the joint training sessions with the 49ers and the Rams. But we really need to see the progression with our own eyes, and now we have. Personally, I don't care that some say it's only preseason. There has never been, but it's only preseason, and there never will be a bad time to see Raiders 34, Santa Clara 7 on a scoreboard. Oh, that's so true. That is nice.
Yeah.
It so easily could have been a shutout, but let's not get greedy. And then we continued our progression in LA. One of the biggest concerns I think we've all had is what would Aiden O'Connell be like? If and when Jimmy G gets injured, is he going to be okay, or will he just be another Nathan Peterman or Connor Cook?
Oh, jeez, Paul. Easy.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that he's already better than that. He looks the part. He hasn't been fazed by anything. He's been showing calmness in the pocket.
Yes.
Good awareness. And he gets the ball away with pace and accuracy. An excellent start, and hopefully more to show in Dallas. I'm more reassured now about our QB2 position if he's needed. However, I've gone from being scared that if Jimmy G gets hurt, can we trust AOC 4? Now I'm scared in case AOC 4 gets hurt and we'd have to go to Brian Hoyer or Chase Garbers. Oof.
I don't believe you.
It's a Raiders.
Brian Hoyers ain't going to be on the team.
Oh, God, man. Yeah. Chuck that guy. It's a Raiders paranoia kind of thing. I have to worry about something. That's true. Aside from O'Connell, we've looked efficient, well-prepared, and hungry. We've seen pressure on the quarterback from our D-line, more so against the 49ers, but they looked okay, and the O-line has been showing up as well. We've seen a number of good individual performances. Standouts for me would be Cole Fotheringham against Santa Clara. Curtis Bolton has looked very sharp, and if Trey Tucker and DeAndre Carter don't take a few kick returns back to the house this season, I'll be astonished. Shout out to Coach McDaniels as well for out-coaching the devil spawn of Mike Shanahan in Vegas. Of course, where there's positives, there has to be negatives as well. And I have to agree with Mo Moten about Zamir White. I'm not sure about him yet. There's no flair to him. He's functional, but a bit too north and south with his running game.
Or says he's fat.
Which senior players will stifle pretty quickly. When we see JJ, he's like an Olympic skier changing direction. Zeus needs to develop more. It's early days, though, and it's probably more on me expecting too much too soon.
That ain't true. That's not true.
I still want to see Josh Jacobs back as soon as possible, though, because the running back room doesn't look too inspiring without him. That's true. In summary, the team spirit, discipline, attitude, and application has been excellent. Let's keep the momentum going into the game this weekend and finish on a high. Then the coaches have the unenviable task of cutting the roster down to 53, which for the first time in a long time is going to be really difficult. On to Dallas it is then. Just one more shot at glory for some. Could we see Tyree Wilson for the first time? And could we be witnessing the birth of the best draft class we've had in nearly a decade? Finally. I'd like to add my congratulations.
Oops, shit.
Finally!
I was hovering on it and I hit the thing where you change the name.
Oh, nice.
Damn it. My slow fingers.
So
Sorry,
close.
Michelle.
So close. It's okay.
Pause.
I'd like to add my congratulations to everyone concerned with Raider Dad at the 49ers game. The images were really special. Memories those kids will never forget. What a great job done by all concerned. And we also got to see a rare appearance by Uncle Mosh and Sonny, the best double act since Abbott and Costello. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Pauly Award winner 2019 and 2022. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. BRT Sizzler scorekeeper. Proud made man.
5 times 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Whoa.
How many plus ones you got?
There's only 2 plus 1s.
No, I think it's 3.
Winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Good job, Paul.
Absolutely. Paul?
Oh my gosh. Claude.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello, Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi.
I'm Paul.
Paul in the chat says, well done, Michelle. You held it together well under duress.
Yeah.
I love it how Michelle holds it because she doesn't see us.
Murph and I are having over here doing stupid shit. Oh, we see us both shaking over here.
We're the kids that can't be sitting next to each other.
Kidding.
Oh my gosh. Get us in a giggle box and it's over. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, so let's go ahead and check in with our callers this week. So thank you to everybody that emailed the show this week. We appreciate you guys so very, very much for checking in with Raiders Fan Radio. And if you want to email the show, that is show@RaidersFanRadio.com. We appreciate you guys so very, very much. And so our callers this week, we've got some good ones. So first off, we're going to check in with our buddy down in Southern California. He's down there in LA, just outside of LA. And he is Animal Mother.
What's up, Raiders Fan Radio family? Animal Mother. Somewhat buzzed, also on 2 hours of sleep coming off a graveyard shift. Total debacle today trying to get the game on. My cable box died, but didn't know about it until I woke up. Had to do the streaming thing. It was also a nightmare. Had to watch, whatever bullshit game was on before that. But anyways, got the game on eventually. Game was going great, and then NFL Network decides to switch it over to whatever this Cowgirls game is. But I gotta say, man, it's great to see the Raiders play preseason or not. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm with them.
Yeah, love it. Love to see it. Happy with what we saw today, and we'll see going forward. Go Raiders.
All right, there he is.
Nice.
Love it. Love the dedication. Love the dedication to check in on the game, man. Good stuff there from our buddy Animal Mother down there in LA. All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy out on the, I believe he's in the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken. He's out there certainly on the West Coast, and he is Elon.
Hey, yo, Murf. Swag Jeff, Michelle Sweat. This is Elon Bush calling, a.k.a. A-Dub Raider. It's been a while since my last phone call. But anyway, how about them Raiders, huh?
Let's go.
I mean, even though it's just preseason, you know what I mean? Nothing serious, but still, it was good. Anyway, I want to point out a few things that I noticed on the game. First off, shout out to Aiden O'Connell, you know what I'm saying? Or some people are calling him AOC. He did his thing out there, for like a rookie backup. Not to mention, he had Garoppolo on the sidelines, kind of like coaching him along. But I love the way he was throwing them bullets out there and connecting his passes. Another thing, I want to point out Zamir White. You know what I mean? Like, he did his thing as a running back, getting us like maybe 2 or 3 good first downs from what I saw. I'm not saying that he's elite status or Josh Jacobs level. Like, don't get me wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Josh Jacobs is slightly starting to pay attention. So we'll see how that goes as the season continues. And then last but not least, shout out to the defense. They had some stuff that they could have cleaned up, but for most part, they kept that quarterback running Trey Lance on his ass running. It was good stuff. So I just want to point them things out. Again, it's preseason. It's nothing to get too excited about, but I'm thinking if we could keep up this momentum, we could have a pretty solid season on our hands. Anyway, go Raiders.
All right, there he is, Elon. Nice job, Elon.
Respect, my
All
friend.
right, and Elon had more thoughts.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, he got in under the wire. Google Voice didn't claim him.
Oh, nice.
He had a stopwatch.
He sure did. And he had more to say.
Oh, anyway, this is Elon again. I had to hurry up and jump off the phone because I was getting punked by Google Voice.
That's a veteran move
Dude,
right there.
yeah, it is.
That's a veteran move. For those of you that don't know, Google Voice gives you 3 minutes to get your phone call in. So that's a veteran move to tap out and call back, man. Good job,
Sweet.
Elon.
Yep.
As if I was that bitch-ass prisoner that was forced to take the top bunk in the prison cell. But anyway, a couple of stats that stuck out to me was just the fact that, this team, this squad was able to keep the penalties on the low. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was just 3 penalties that only costed us 27 yards, as opposed to Niners 7 penalties that costed them a total of 55 yards. And then as far as our defense, well, not defense, but our offensive linemen, they only allowed 1 sack, as opposed to Niners O-line allowing 4 sacks. So, I mean, and this is just kind of like the B squad in a sense. So I'm excited to see, what the starters can do. Anyway, so I'm going to just let y'all tend to the evening and the rest of the show. Again, go Raiders.
Respect.
Nice job, Elon.
Right on, Elon.
I really dug his comments on Zamir White on Zeus there, and Valerie in there, my baby vibrator, talking about being a Georgia boy. Like, I think that different pace, like, he's not going to be a guy to replace Josh Jacobs,
Right.
but he's a different pace. He's a different style, and like her son Mason, shout out Mason's a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan and knows the freaking crazy. I know, right? You don't love him, but like as somebody that's kind of impartial on the SEC football, other than just I'm a fan of all of it.
I mean, they're the best.
I just like watching good
Yeah.
football. But you know what? When we drafted him, I asked Mason, I'm like, well, so what's this guy like? And he's like, he's not going to be your big breakaway guy. He's not going to have a lot of flash or whatever. But inside the 10, inside the 5, like those, when you need those grind out yards,
Nitty-gritty.
that's the guy, man. Like, and he's not even like a huge power guy because Josh Jacobs is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's that guy that, like, when you need that, he's like the Pete Banaszak, Jeff, of Georgia football.
100%.
You know what I mean? And so
Couldn't agree more.
And if you need a yard, he'll get you what?
Well, it'll get you a yard.
And if you need 3 yards, he'll
get you a yard.
That's right. But hey, if all you need is that yard, Zamir's your guy. So anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing what Zamir White does. And yeah, he's not going to be a feature back, but he's going to be a big part of this offense in terms of relief. And there's nothing wrong with having 2 running backs.
Right.
Michael Bush and Darren McFadden, anybody? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing to have 2 good running backs, got Clarence Davis and Mark Van Egan. Like, you look at the Raiders' history. Oh yeah, by the way, Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. You know what I mean? You think about the duos that we've had in the running game have been phenomenal, and so I love it, and looking forward to watching what Zeus does this season. It's getting late. And it's time to tap out here. But before we do, we got one more to get to.
Yeah, we do.
I don't like to put my thumb on the scale, Jeff.
Okay.
But
You don't?
Nah.
No, you don't.
Nah, I don't put my thumb on the scale. But sometimes
you do.
But sometimes, look, I got like, I like some callers.
Yeah, you do.
This guy up
Love
here,
a good damn caller.
I love a good caller. And this guy up in Jersey, the reason why, and I'm joking, of course, we appreciate everybody that ever calls the show or writes the show or comments in the chat. But Rev Raider brings it.
Good one.
Every single time he calls the show. He's got great takes.
That's why we call him the Juggernaut.
He won the Juggernaut Award, absolutely, at the Fannies, which was our absolute just unstoppable.
And now the award is literally named after him.
It's the Rev Raider Juggernaut Award. Absolutely. So let's check in with our buddy up in Jersey. Let's check in with Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murf? Uncle Mosh, it was great to see him pop up on the camera when you were doing the interview the other day, Murf. Young Swaggo. and the F-bomb aficionado, Michelle Sweat. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Calling a little bit late, but I just wanted to speak on last week's shellacking of the 49ers. I get it as preseason, but I like what I saw. There was a lot of hungry individuals out there playing, and they acted as such, you know, and I definitely enjoyed it. They looked like they were out there with a purpose. They were trying to make things happen. These guys are trying to make this team. In competition, I believe that's going to breed greatness in the culture of this team, and I'm with it. You know, just like what I saw overall. There was something that I didn't like as much, and this is just a follow-up to what I was talking about last time I called with the running back position. Zamir White. Now, Zamir White, I'm hearing a lot of people talking about it, but this is exactly what I was talking about. When you talk about, like, with the stats and scheme and all of that, and how running backs are just interchangeable, all running backs are not created equal. Now, when you look at Zamir White is a north and south runner, which is cool, has his purpose, but he's not as shifty. He doesn't know how to cut. And sometimes it seems like what I can say as a former running back, it looks like he's not looking at his outlets on run plays when he's looking at film. You know, there's cutback lanes that you might not always see if you don't look at film properly. Sometimes there'll be a cutback lane that's always going to be there based on the design of what the coach has on the play, and you just have to peep it through the flow of how the defense is going. You know, he just hits that hole. Yeah, he has some like 9-yard runs and stuff like that. That was cool, but notice he was only doing that in clean holes, not breaking tackles and stuff like that. For you to be looking as buff as you are, you need to be making people have some business decisions.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. Hopefully he'll do that in the coming weeks. But right now, I'm like, yo, we need to get Josh back because he brings a different breed of animal when it comes to running, you know. But that's all I got. Love you guys as always. Looking forward to more of this season and stuff, this preseason. Cautiously optimistic. But that's all I got. Peace.
All right. There was Rev Raider.
Always good. Always good.
Always freaking good.
Yeah.
Always good. And great points there about Zamir White. And yeah, and I think that's the concern for all of us. But
Sure.
Again, as I mentioned, if he can be the change of pace guy, then nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But all right, so great stuff tonight. So many good folks. I'll tell you what, before we get to the Sizzler, shout out the chat room one last time, please, Michelle. Let's acknowledge all those good folks that are in there tonight.
All right, we got Paul's in there. Ty Davis is in there. Oscar Martinez, Eye Patch. Let's see.
Good to
what else we
see
got.
Eye
Oh,
Patch.
Good to see Eye Patch, man. Too long.
Van City Raiders in there. Space Beast. Who else we got? Isaiah Randolph. Who else we got in here? Oh, I said Paul already. Ariel Zuniga. Goodness, I haven't even had any alcohol in my words. Wendy's in there. Bishop AJ's in there. A lot of listen. All the big hitters are in there. Big Country 41. Pineapple's in there.
Lencho.
Tyda's in there. The Grumpy Raider fan, of course, he's in there.
Absolutely. Ty Davis is in there. We
Corey
appreciate
Flex in there.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah. All the big hitters. Oh, Chef B. I keep going back. They're all in there.
Good deal, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you also very much
absolutely.
for jumping in the chat. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And so we award a Sizzler Award to the best emailer or phone caller of the night. And Jeff awards that to the best. And we've got a lot to choose from tonight, Swag.
Got
Jeff.
a
What do you
lot to choose from, and much respect to each and every one of you that hit us up via email, voicemail. It's officially known that football's back.
Yeah.
Football's back, and we saw it in a big way tonight. We got a big response from a lot of people, so much respect. So we started the emails with Dennis, T-Hom, Raider Chemist, Susan, Raider Lorian, Hooligan Nation, Tider Raider, and Paul. And then Animal Mother, he was somewhat buzzed when he called, but it was a great call, and he loves what he's seeing. Alon, who gave much respect to AOC, to Zeus, and to the defense. Rev Raider, who loves what he sees as well, and he had great comments on the running game and Zeus and saying we need Josh Jacobs back for sure. But tonight's Sizzler Award is going to a guy. It was an email. And it was a guy it was a guy we got to hang out with in Las Vegas. The Sizzler Award is tied a Raider.
Sizzler. I am the Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders. You know what we are? Yeah, we're playing around today. Whether you're Walking Deads or Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery. Ho ha he ha ho he ha ho he ho Garoppolo ho Palomalo ho hi ha ho
Aiden ho Connell.
Oh, nice.
So for those of you that don't get that, I'm sorry, but we normally have sound effects and stuff just like that. Yeah, that's what I get for not hooking up your iPad, Jeff. Sorry, my bad. It's we
honestly, I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell the difference.
I mean,
that was.
For those of you in the audio,
all of
could you
those.
tell any difference?
No, they couldn't.
No, they
They're
couldn't.
probably
hell no.
don't even understand what we're talking about.
They have no idea.
It's fine.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's natural.
It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, all right. Appreciate you, Raider Nation.
Do I have to do the whole outro, or do you got the outro?
No,
right
I
there?
actually have the
outro.
outro.
Oh, do you? Okay, good.
Yeah. So first off, let me thank everybody that has joined us in the chat room tonight. We appreciate you so very, very much. This show is conversational when it's its best, and we can't have conversations without our chat room. Thank you guys so very, very much for joining us live in the chat room tonight. You're all the best. Thank you to anybody that donated tonight. And we would just ask you this, that even if you can't donate to our foundation monetarily, just hit a like, hit a subscribe. Whether you're an audio podcast listener, then help us out on the YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, help us out on the audio. If you're on both, follow us on Twitter, follow us on a Facebook. Michelle runs our Facebook page. It's at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. You can find us there. We are on the Twitters and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else at Raiders Fan Radio. Just do us a favor and just support us in that way, because that generates advertising opportunities. And we appreciate you guys so very, very much. Thank you to my amazing co-host tonight. Thank you to Swag Jeff and Michelle. You guys are the best. I love you guys and can't believe we are finally at freaking football season. Let's go.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, much respect. Much respect to Space Beast for a $1.99 donation in there. I know Matthew Mangus had a $20 donation.
Nice.
There was another $5 donation, and forgive me, I forgot that. Michelle, what do you got going on?
Well, listen.
Jeff's like, I need a nap.
Yeah.
Take it, Michelle.
I can't when you guys make me laugh so. Okay. You can't sit by me anymore, either one of you. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for here. Listen, let's go. Where's the hope? We've seen so many good things. We're going to go to the Super Bowl, guys.
Bruh, I'm telling you.
Like Jeff Murphy says, I don't know if you heard.
I don't know, but guess what?
We going.
We're there.
Super Bowl.
We're there. We there.
Y'all take care.
Absolutely. Hey, much respect to Tider Raider for winning the Sizzler Award tonight.
Hey.
Thanks to all the emailers and callers,
Oh,
man.
yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
We back, bruh. We back, and we back strong, dude. Much respect to everyone in the chat. Ariel Zunigas, Paul Edgerton, Ty Davis, iPad.
What was his last name again?
Zunigas?
No, the other one. Paul what?
Edgerton?
Okay, there you go.
What did I say?
Edgerton.
Shut up. Paul Topo Chico. Big Country. My buddy Curtis is in there. Just Win Wendy. Vibrator. YO Raider. Corey Hagan. Sunner River, Ty Davis. Much respect to each and every one of you guys. The grumpy ass Raider fan, Kill Jadis. Much respect, Raider Mania, Isaiah Randolph. Thanks to everyone for tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. And why not? Because we got a lot positive going on.
Yeah.
Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Damn right.
Good night, boys and girls. We love you. Much respect.
Get out YouTube. Good night, Paul Edgerton.
Shut up.
Good man,
Bitches.
Good man.